Welcome to Game Changer World. John, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing really great, feeling positive. This is going to be a fantastic night. We have our East Coast correspondent with us. Frankie, how you doing tonight, bud?
Oh, I'm doing just dandy. The Yankees won tonight. I'm wearing a Yankees jersey. We just had a game. We just had a match at a fucking ballpark. Let's go. What could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? Famous last words.
I'm about to say with our podcast a lot.
Hey, that jersey looks good on you, man. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is my my custom jersey. The assistant to the special general manager, whatever the hell his title was on the show. So
I love it.
Breaking news. YDNP make their WWID debut.
Hey yo.
With Mathers going against the Vanity Project.
Nice.
Whoa. That's big.
Breaking news. Sorry about that.
So that's Generation 2. Is that what we'd like to call that? Class 2 of WWID?
That's
Maybe.
the first name I've seen in a while that says make their a debut. I mean, like, it seemed like Mathers or Cartwheel took a while. Like, even though they were announced for ID, it took a while for them to make their debut on a Evolve or whatever else. So yeah, that's kind of the first name I've seen in a long time make their debut there. So that's shocking and awesome. We were just talking last week, like, we got to take advantage of this before shit pops off. And wow.
Well, I'll say hello to everyone while we have a chance. Hello to Clown. Do Not Fret Citizen is here. He says this is a comfort podcast. Yeah, Clown here. Crow, what's up, everyone? I wanted to highlight this real quick. R.I.P. Ozzy. Also, Malcolm Jamal Warner. Ishmael is here. Nice to see you. We also have Reed in the house tonight. Let's see, Jim, how we doing tonight? Got a lot of people saying hello. We got the
exploding cookie deathmatch time.
I'm so sorry, man.
Can we get some sort of cookie deathmatch going? Can we just get like the boards painted up like fucking chocolate chip cookies or something? I don't know. Make it work. It's wrestling. Nothing matters. Just fucking do it.
Well, wait until TJ comes in from Havoc Pro. There's a chance that TJ from Havoc Pro can do all kinds of stuff at that level. I don't know about the rest. You might have to contact Chad Mins or something to get any of that done.
Told me Chad Mins won't go for the bid. Of course he will.
West Coast in the house. Great one said we've had people on these shows that aren't necessarily iDead yet, like Atticus.
But I love it. Like make their debut, so that's interesting though.
Huge.
Maybe I'm just looking into the wording there, but I think wonder if that's a sign to come though.
Until
why
they
would
get
it be added?
Until they get a finger point with Triple H, I don't believe that they're actually ID.
And I just clicked in my mind because it's been such a crazy time right now. Like I just was the tweet Marcus just tweeted out like a couple hours ago. Hey, I need 2 people to back me up here against them. And I was thinking of tagging them in and like as a joke, but wow, that's cool.
I'm you know how we are as fans, B, especially you and me. We've been, talking about these guys for years. So, I mean, this is probably, I don't know when they got that phone call, but I'm sure they've been smiling since.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome because I remember just talking about that last week is how if they could be tagged here eventually ID or by AEW or somebody and move on real fast from us and from independent wrestling.
Well, I'll do my little intro real quick and we'll just snap into it. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell if you want to be notified when we go live. Leave a comment. It's free and helps us out. Super chats are available if you want to donate. Thank you for choosing your time. Thank you for choosing. Oh, shit. Here we go, guys. No. Hey, thanks for choosing to spend your time with us. Sit down and relax. You're amongst friends. I know. Here we go. Together, we're going deep into the night. We have a lot to cover. I do feel this will be a great show. We are ready to get started then, right? Well, you guys are. I obviously am not very ready. Okay, let's go with the first piece of news here. Elena Black gave us a couple independent dates, and now she's gone. I think that stinks as a fan, but I want to wish her the best because we don't know the situation. It could just be a whole mix of things. Let's be honest. going from the WWE and then going from, I mean, that's a big job, man. I don't care what industry you're in. Losing a big job can really take a lot on you mentally and like take a toll. And so, I mean, she might have to take a mental reset there. It might be fully stepping away. But I mean, if you're a fan, the best thing you can do is just say, look, I support you either way. I would love to see you perform your art in the ring. But if you're not happy there, I don't want to watch someone who's unhappy trying to make me happy. That would be kind of bittersweet in the ugliest of ways. So yeah, I just want to give them a good push off that whatever happens, they succeed.
Yeah.
Yep.
August 1st, the Hardy Boys were announced for GCW's Hit 'em Up from Rutherford, New Jersey. It's been a while since we've seen them. I'm happy to see them over here. They've been doing some stuff on TNA.
I believe the last time we saw them was a Harpo's date when Jeff was doing a post-show concert or something, right? I believe that was either last year or 2013.
That was going to lead to my question. Are they going to be in action this time, or are they just making an appearance?
Because the tweet said appearing live or returning. It didn't actually say in action. And if they don't say in action, I would expect it to just be like a guest host, cut a promo before somebody else, a la, Nems on Saturday did type thing. So.
Yeah, I'm checking right now real fast to see if I could find.
There we go.
Appear live.
Reed Harris Cooper.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I just want to go back on this real quick because I'm trying to keep up on we have quite a few people talking tonight. So mental health comes first. And again, anytime a wrestler feels they need to walk away, we need to respect it, period. Again, I think we're definitely adults talking to adults in the room on this one. We're all kind of on the same page. We'd love to see you here, but we don't want to see you here unhappy. That's atrocious.
Exactly.
Do says, yeah, I think it's an appearance. We might get a twist of fate or two, maybe. I see that. Yeah,
I don't see it as a full match though. But that was my point though. I don't expect it to be like Hardys versus Young Thumb.
Yeah, no, but I mean that's what I was leading into. Because around the same time, and I believe when Matt Hardy showed up around this show is when he showed up at the homecoming show too. So that's why I was timing wise, I was trying to figure that out. But I think this is a little bit after.
And that was a while to see Hardy take tube shots back then. So I mean,
right? That's what I mean, though. Jeff's saying he's feeling good. I was wondering to see how crazy Jeff was going to get.
Until we hear otherwise, we're going to mark this as an appearance. But hope beyond hope that there could be a match or something slipped in there. So
I expect a Vandal twist of fate. Maybe Atticus eats one or Napier eats one. I
was just about to ask you guys, who do you think is going to be the heel team that gets eating those twist of fates? I didn't even think of Vandal 48. That's smart.
I'm still hoping for the heel team of Mason and Slade. That's in my pocket as a team I really want to see. I feel like he's Slade's a threat. He'd be fun.
It's North Jersey, so I mean it's in striking distance where I could expect Mason and Slade to pop up out of nowhere. So it's not like if when Mason popped up in LA, that was a shock beyond shock. But
that's right. Yeah, it's killing time.
So
we'll see what happens. Everybody in that match is close to 50. I mean, plus or minus 5 years. I don't think they're going to be taking heavy ladder.
No.
Yeah, that isn't happening. But I mean,
we're not spearing off of 15-foot ladders anymore.
No. No. August 2nd, Bloodsport, Natty Neidhart versus Masha Slamovich was also announced. Talk about a killer matchup there. I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah.
Also, August 2nd, emo fight. 2 matches I have to announce here. Priscilla Kelly versus Brooke Havoc and Zachary Wentz versus Brian Keith just announced tonight. What do you guys think about that one?
There you go.
Emo fights looking to be a fun show. I'm that's going to be the show I'm most excited for this SummerSlam mini collective weekend that we have going on here.
Yeah.
We also have, was it Drew Parker versus Anakin in a studded belt strap match? like what the hell?
I love it.
So,
also I was saying the Wentz and Keith match, it feels very Revolver like. So it's kind of be interesting to see those two over here on our ballpark. Both of them I miss seeing. I love Brian Keith especially. Zach's awesome, but Keith's music, everything he does in ring is just off the fucking chain.
I agree. Both of them are up there. I want to see more of them, but luckily, this match against each other is going to be a one that we do get to see them go against on GCW.
And then I don't have the specific date, but if you know what the Vermont date was, Brett had also went on his whatnot tonight and announced that Maine and Hartford will now be part of a 3-day loop with Vermont. So if you're up in that area, great news. GCW is coming to you.
That will be the Friday, November 7th until Sunday the 9th. So I'm assuming that's going to be Maine on Friday, Hartford on Saturday would be my best bet, because I think Hartford would be the most
sense.
The biggest town out of that 3-town loop. So,
yep.
I mean, don't quote me on that. I mean, they could obviously switch those two around, but I think Hartford would be the Saturday date over Maine.
Look at this. Yep. Juggalo has entered the room.
Whoa.
I just want to catch everyone. There's so many people in here tonight. It's lovely. It's all good faces. All right, let's see here. Now, I didn't catch if it was night 1 or night 2, but it was just announced Vandal 48 versus the team of Tremont, Janela, and one called Manders. Wow. Do you think that's a night 2 matchup or a night 1 matchup?
That's a night 1 matchup for Homecoming, especially. That's way too bloody for that to be a Sunday night match.
I agree.
Now, okay, just for fun, I'll go against you two, just for fun. That feels like kind of a more fun blow-off match. You know, like the heels are dicks on Saturday, so on Sunday they get their asses handed to them. Oh, also, I know that on Sundays, generally people like Tremont and others who carry heavy matches on the first night are given tag matches or whatnot on the second night to kind of keep the load a little lighter. I mean, I agree with both of you that it looks like a night 1, but just because I've watched so much of this shit, I'm thinking maybe that's a night 2. Yeah.
Blind, if you told me that match was going to happen somewhere on Homecoming weekend, blind out, just blind booking, if I had to put that somewhere on the card, I'd put that maybe 3rd from the main on Saturday.
Oh yeah, top heels getting their comeuppance. Oh yeah,
like that's definitely after the break, you have like one death match before the break. You have like a re-warm up right after the break. Throw them the 6-man, fuckfest like Vandal versus Tremont, Joey and Manders, and then you have maybe your main, and then you have the world title, and then you have whatever the marquee death match of the night. That's how I see that back half of Saturday booking out. Just if you're just telling me that one match.
So just for fun, 9 matches on the card. You put it at like 6
or 7,
5, 6 or 7. Okay,
yeah,
I like that. What about you, B?
Yeah, I was looking right here.
We got frozen for a hot second.
I was catching up on chat. I was trying to see on the GCW Twitter if I didn't see the match announced. So they announced that on Whatnot, you said?
Yes. Yeah.
That's why I couldn't find it. I was looking for hell. I couldn't find it.
Expect it to come. The tweet will probably go out sometime during the show tonight. So someone in chat will yell at us that we're wrong. But say love.
Thank you to Reed. And also thank you to our West Coast correspondent for getting that news out to us about everything that was on Whatnot, because I didn't catch all of that. And luckily, both of them did. So you guys are both in chat. Thank you so much for being team players on that. That last couple minutes would not have happened without your help. So thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Night 1, Takeda versus Slade. I call this Takeda versus Slade. I like this one a lot. Ever since that Bronson match, I have a new level of respect for Slade, and now I have less training wheel thoughts on him and more about, okay, let's let him go, see what he can do.
Definitely.
I think the less Slade has to think during a match, the better that match is going to be. To be honest, I could just let him cause his own violence and see what magic he makes out of it.
Let's see here. Night 2. Drew Parker and Takeda versus Lil Sicko and Mr. Danger. That one was for the Chuds. It's gotta be, man. Brett put that together for the Chuds.
That's for the sickos by the sickos on that one. Like, pardon the pun, obviously, but
I think that's a really cool fucking matchup. And if those guys are allowed to do what they want without too much, we're gonna look at a showcase. That's what I'm kind of hoping to see.
I'm about to say Parker has quite a few fun matchups coming up here in GCW. Emo Night, Japan, Homecoming. I'm excited to see him back in
And he's
GCW.
got he has that he's tagging with Emerson on night 1 of SummerSlam too.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a name we haven't seen. She was here for NGI 2 years ago, or was she TOS? I forget which one.
She's been here. She's been here
years
since then, but she got her face kicked in the last time she was here at GCW. It could have been when GCW went to England.
No, she definitely came to AC, is because that's what I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
So we have this whole SummerSlam weekend is or Summer Smash, whatever legally distinct copyright free name Brett's calling this weekend. So we have ID on the matinee on Saturday. We have GCW primetime on Saturday. We have Juggalos at midnight on Saturday, I believe.
Jeez.
And then we have Bloodsport matinee on Sunday, and then we have emo. Oh no! I'm sorry. Forgive me. It's Friday into Saturday, not Saturday into Sunday. So GCW's a 8:00 Friday. Juggalos are midnight on Friday into Saturday, and then Saturday afternoon is going to be Bloodsport with the late Saturday emo night.
I'll be honest
with you. I
thought it was only 3 shows, not that many.
No. Then even Juggalo says Then there's JCW Jersey Championship up at the Mecca on Sunday morning.
Oh Jesus,
it's thick. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Wow, that's gonna be a fun weekend though.
Emerson defeated Drew for the TNT Extreme Division Championship. I just looked up Emerson Jane. We've only seen her on 2 days. One was December 30th, 2023, and then December 31st, 2023.
So that was NGI then.
Bro, I can't remember what match it was, but she got her face kicked in fucking hard, and I don't remember who it was up against.
I am going to check right now.
After that, I'm like, she's tough as nails. Bring her back. Like, she had enough. Like, I've seen some people lay into her, and she takes it. Instant badass.
Say it was like someone from like the Japan company that was over here.
It was on NGI 8. It was the 3-way between Masha, Emerson, and Risa Serra.
Yep.
Then
I remember Emerson got her ass kicked hard a couple times in that match.
Yeah, and then the next day on New Year's Eve, it was Joey versus Emerson, and then she came. Oh no, then she was at Battle Bowl that night with Daiju versus Cole and Tarazep. So
wild, right?
Yeah.
Four matches in what? A little over 24 hours.
Was it since Jersey Championship Wrestling is also going to be doing High Noon on SummerSlam weekend? Is that going to move? No, just because the Mecca is the building for JCW up in North Jersey. I think that's going to be more of a comfort food. You know, we're going to have it at our place rather than having it at the place where everybody's going to be, kind of thing. I mean, I'm not speaking from any position of authority, but that's the only reason I can see that. That's why they would do that.
Juggalo said, "You are aware that JCW decided to stream the Showcase Showdown on YouTube?" No, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool, though. I like that. At least that's an option.
Triller.
Yeah, I was watching that Triller. First instinct is just go to Triller. We not talk about how anybody's hyping up Joey versus Drake. Wait, Drake Younger at Juggalo?
That new character that he's trying out.
Oh, the guy who's all in gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Mr. 50s or whatever the hell. Yeah.
I'm
wild.
I'll take this stance.
I didn't know that match.
I'm not Mr. Political or anything else, so I'm cool with it. Like, wrestling is wrestling.
Word of God says buildings booked on Sunday.
Williams Center has church services on Sunday morning.
That makes sense.
Here they go. So there you go, everybody. If you want to see Ash will be preaching at the Williams Center on Sunday morning. All hail Ash.
Streaming on Triller.
Reed Harris Cooper.
Church streaming on Triller. Sunday.
Bare knuckle fighting on Triller. Telling you. Hey, by the way, that's been pretty cool. Okay, isn't it Drew Parker versus Drake on at least night 1? I don't know about that one. Do you guys know?
I'm so behind on these cards. I'm learning about half of these names.
Not to mention, we don't have these cards aren't even being pushed by the GCW Twitter yet. because we still have all of this traffic from 3 days of Japan ahead of this SummerSlam weekend.
Yeah.
Jesus.
There's that much going on. That's
and
incredible.
they're coming and they're wrestling 2 nights in Jersey after what, a 29-hour turnaround from Japan.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna be sick.
like from Corkin Hall to the Mecca in less than 3 days. Like, that is independent wrestling in a fucking nutshell.
They gotta run back to the Mecca.
Back to the Mecca from Corkin Hall in 3 days. Like, you can't say you can't love this shit.
So what do you say we get into the first show?
I guess so. That's why we're here, eh? Like,
yeah, we're only 25 minutes in. We're doing great.
Yeah, we're only 30 minutes in. All right. Our first show we are covering is GCW/JCW Showcase Showdown. The Violence is Right from the Majestic Theater in Detroit, Michigan.
The show opens with 2 different promos. One is with Madman Pondo and Violent J. Pondo asks GC, like, why is GCW at our show? And Violent J doesn't have much of an answer there that's very convincing for Pondo. Then there's a second promo. This is Lauderdale. He's basically pupping up Tremont. He has a chance to win the Juggalo Championship Wrestling Championship from Pondo. So that's our 2 that was our 2 promos. God, John, what is wrong with me?
That was a very JCW thing, because we just don't get those kind of fly on the wall WWE style promos in GCW.
Can we make it a GCW thing though? Because I want to see more of that in GCW, like especially in those big matchup nights, and like they used to kind of do that for the tournaments too. So
it used to be. Well, I mean, I think for a couple of years now, it's always been that when people are cutting promos backstage, they've always been aware of a camera. It's never been like the camera's invisible, or like they don't abstract it out like it's a TV show. People have always been aware that there's been a camera recording them, even if they're talking to each other or talking, right down the barrel of the camera. And it's just a different aspect of it, because we come from this world of, I don't want to say more realism, but just the GCW realism is just different than the JCW's more fed like sports entertainment presentation of it.
That's a good way to put it.
I like it though.
I wish it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, John.
What he said. No, what he said and what I said. We're really big fans of it, and it gives us a chance to get a little bit more of the personality of the wrestler. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So and why this match is happening, and why they wouldn't I think it was perfect for Pondo. Like, explain why are we letting him come in, and why are we giving him a time? Like, I thought it was a perfect way to lay out the match, and that's why I just like, hey, something easy, that simple, quick. I want to see a lot more of it to kind of help people catch up that maybe like myself have fallen behind or don't catch up week to week, and it kind of quickly catches them up at the beginning of the show. I liked it.
See here. Also, I liked Lauderdale on commentary. He's becoming more and more comfortable, and I think it's been more and more fun. Same thing.
So much crap I saw so much crap about Brett being a terrible commentator the entire week. I'm like, he spoke nothing but the truth the entire night. Brett was absolutely correct on every single point he made. That this was a one-on-one match, and then Mickey Knuckles coming in and ruining everything.
Hey, I enjoyed it. I thought that, it's the owner of the company. He's comfortable. He's just enjoying himself. He's walking the bases literally and figuratively on having a venue that's just gorgeous. So I mean, he's
literally just doing the absolute flawless heel commentator role the entire night. It was perfect.
Yep, I agree. I was about to say I like seeing the character of Brett and like him being the heel and like coming in their territory and like as the bigger name. He played into it so well on commentary.
And Ash was just here a second ago. I'm sure he is still here. I actually got a hold of him and said, hey, if you're the one who had the cameras moving on the floor, awesome job. I don't know if anyone else noticed, but sometimes the wrestlers would pose and you'd literally see the floor camera kind of move around a little bit. And it almost felt like you were looking at a piece of art or a statue. And it made even Cokane look good. You know what I mean? Like a character who's not known as a serious character. Like he hit a pose and they kind of did a little thing around him. I'm like, man, that looks pretty fucking cool, you know? Also the Majestic Theater. It has black everywhere. The walls are completely black. I was talking to Stephen A, if anybody knows who he is over on Patreon. And he says that's a perfect venue for GCW. And I'd have to kind of agree. I mean, the sound system, the video system set in place. You have a baked in fan base that always shows up weekly, you know, no travel expenses outside of maybe flying in somebody. It's pretty cool. Do you think AC could do that, Frank, for GCW without heavy losses from fans over the long term? Because we've seen where AC can get overplayed, and once we backed off the dates, AC came alive again.
AC came back. Yeah. It's also a matter of AC's not a local crowd. Now, I have to speak carefully when I say that. It's a local crowd, as in people are like, a good number of people I know are only an hour or so away. I'm 90 minutes away from Atlantic City. So like, I call that a local show. I can head down there on a Friday night and, you know, roll back up on a Sunday night and it's no big deal.
Correct.
But that's not commutable every week like a wrestling open is. Because a wrestling open is literally the people who live 15 minutes from that town tops, and they're rolling in, and that's their weekly bar night.
Interesting.
AC can't support that kind of weekly turnover. It would have to be a smaller venue in like closer to Philly if you even want to get that kind of response.
Let's see, where was this at right here? Reed here says, I don't think GPW did the showcase. Correct. So the second half of that talk was the fact that he said, no, that wasn't me, bro. I'm like, oh shit, because I was going to tell him great job on that shot because it was just something different and it looks so good. What else is there here? Yeah, Reed says that was a Juggalo show. I was surprised there weren't more patrons with face paint on. Same here. I would have liked to have seen more Juggalos in the crowd. It adds something visually. And, you know, you have all these faces, but then you see these ones painted up and, you know, it's like seeing an army. You kind of see them all here plastered here and there. And I've been wanting that the whole time. We've talked about it forever. Just getting Juggalos in the crowd here and there and let them know we're amongst you.
Bring back the ski masks. Bring back the GCW ski masks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. We got to wait till the gathering. Where's the Fago at?
I'll go back. Go ahead.
Oh no, it was a dumb question. I was just going to ask Frankie if they get Fago out that far. We get it in Cleveland and shit.
No, we don't get Fago out here. I mean, I see it place to place, but it's not like, you know, a national brand out here in Jersey.
Inexpensive, like the lowest cheap soda.
It's cheap. Yeah. So we don't get
poor
it.
People like me would get 3 liters of the shit.
Oh, okay.
Dude, they have 3 liters.
Oh, you know, I've seen them. I've seen the store brand soda, but I just don't see it everywhere. Like if I go to certain places, like, oh, hey, look, they have Fago, but I'm not like, you know, it's not everywhere.
Well,
RC, yeah, I see RC a little bit more often out here, but
I'm an RC person.
Is it out here? Okay. Matt's telling me that it is out here. I just gotta look for it. So okay.
Shameless plug for sponsorship or garage beer people tonight.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Garage Beers in the house. Looks like no sponsorship, but B's trying his damnedest right now.
No, I ain't shameless right now.
So, send me that fucking the RC car cooler. Send me that. I'll take that. Yeah, I'll put a tweet out for that.
No, I was just gonna say about the venue. Like, I think that's a great place, especially for a weekly show. Like,
wait. Oh, my camera's blocking it.
Oh. Yeah, I like this one. This one's a lime one. That's what I was saying. I don't know why Cardona spit it out in people's faces. It's delicious.
Well, yours tastes like beer. Maybe his tasted more like garage.
Because probably been sitting under the ring.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah. But I do have a rim shot on this thing somewhere. I'll figure it out one day.
All right. Our first matchup of the show was Effie and Joey Janela teaming against Vandal 48.
So this match was originally Effie and Janela versus the Rejects, and something had changed up during that time. The good note here, this was our first time seeing Napier wrestle in GCW. I think he did a fair enough job. I'll just go straight to our ending here. Effie put Otis through a door. Then Janela and Effie beat Napier with these huge chunks of door, weakened him up. Effie then comes off the top rope and hits Napier with a sack rider for 3. Our winner was Effie and Janela. And then after this match, Joey grabs the mic and says, GCW is the top wrestling promotion in all of independent wrestling, which works up the crowd quite a bit.
Absolutely. It's like a fiddle. Like a fiddle he played him.
So yeah, he says Detroit is ours now. And yeah, less than 10 minutes. I felt like it was a shorter match. I kept my impressions kind of light. Thoughts on this one?
I think it would have been a better GCW match had it been with the Rejects versus instead of Otis and Christian. But it absolutely did everything it needed to do. It was just, it was just a smash and bash, good, decent hardcore style match. But it had a little bit of that flavor of, the Vandal 48 coming out, and these are like, the serious business bros. But I think Joey just shitting on a crowd at the end, like that promo, I think that worked so well, especially when it was just full of the juggalos. So I'll leave it at that. The crowd just yelling, "You suck dick" at Effie just made me giggle.
Everybody is sounding
that bounced right off of Effie.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah.
You suck dick. He's like,
oh no.
Right?
It's like, oh, please don't let anybody know.
I'll piggyback on what you said, John. Seeing Christian in a GCW finally get some in-ring action, I think we need more of that to kind of see where he is and how more of a credible threat he is or is not a part of Vandal 48. But I like this match. I thought it was a strong opening match to continue the story of Vandal 48 and Janela and Effie, and the crowd was hostile from the get-go.
Yeah, the fact that they called Detroit their town that's really ballsy. That's ICP home territory. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Good job, though. TJ, Havoc Pro Wrestling. I was saying he's going to come in here soon. So hope everyone's doing well. Good to see you tonight, man. So after this match, there was another video promo. Again, we love these. This time it's Haley J, Alice Crowley, Christina Marie, and Rachel Armstrong arguing over who's the best. Nothing more, nothing less, just something fun here. And again, I get to hear them talk. I get to hear them kind of scuffle back and forth. It gives me a little something more to chew on before they go out there. And if someone speaks up, I know who needs the most attention when they go out there. And that's important for me as a fan.
And it caught me up like real fast. Like I was saying earlier, like for me, it caught me up on Alice Crowley, being able to hear her like that. Her promo was awesome, man. Like she's improved so much since last time I seen her, but that's why I enjoyed this one as well, because it kind of quickly caught. Yeah, I like that. I was gonna say that too. That was funny. It just was a quick way to get them all 4 people, like their characters over, and a quick introduction into the match. And I thought, once again, I agree. I want to see more of it, and well done by all 4 of them.
El Juggalo says, I think the Harpo show is going to be another GCW, JCW cross promotional. Here's how I would do that. If the gathering's the end of it, just because it seems to be healthy for both companies, it wouldn't hurt to just maybe send Pondo over one night and just have him come over in his jersey, disrupt something and leave. That's all you need of a presence.
I would see it as like probably one JCW match, as like they introduced, like they used to do this more when they were hitting newer towns that had their own scenes, where they would bring in the local ring announcer from the home fed of that town to announce 1 or 2 matches instead of Emils, like Kirby in Chicago. Or like I think didn't they do Palladino one time up in North, like Providence? They brought Palladino in. I could be thinking of something else.
They do it like everywhere.
Yeah, I can definitely see that as like in Harpo's they bring Ringmaster and they bring like a 1 JCW match in as like paying homage to the people from the town type thing. But I don't see it as like a cross promotional. I'll see it as like maybe two halves of two different matches, or maybe one full JCW match.
Yeah, maybe one match, but based off some of the names. Right here, Reed just says Leon Slater versus Trey Lamar announced for Chicago.
Nice.
Hell yeah, we'll take another one. That's another banger on the card. Good job, Chicago. Yep, there's one. It's like when Speedball's on the card somewhere. It's like, okay, there's one match I don't have to worry about. Guaranteed banger.
Yeah, we'll get to that later, probably at the end for the JCW show. The real JCW show. Just kidding. All right, our next matchup was the Fatal 4-Way match for the JCW Women's Championship, as it was Haley J, Alice Crowley, Christina Marie, and Rachel Armstrong.
According to the fan poll, Alice Crowley was a 53% chance to be the winner in this match. I'm going to follow it up. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen more Alice Crowley in GCW. She's done a lot elsewhere. She also has ties to Atticus. And if you know how wrestling works, the one thing that's great in almost any group is you have that one kick-ass chick. That's one thing you can have, like a gunner that can handle that side of, you know, the wrestling world. Another thing I'm a big fan of with these type of groups would be like gunner tag teams. I'm talking like a like a tag team of just two young guys that just go out there and bam, bam, bam. That's what I probably would have put East West Express a long time ago in like something with a face group of some sort. And then I would have made them like the Young Guns kind of thing, with, for lack of a better word. So yeah, I mean, that's where I would put Alice. They've worked together, all of them, before in 440. So I'm not against it.
If they hadn't been fully, I mean, I think they had to differentiate Vandal 48 from 440. But I think if they didn't emphasize, you know, we're actual shoot blood, we're not just, you know, a stable, I can definitely see that. But specifically because they've been pushing so hard that they're actual blood family in Vandal 48, I don't see it happening. I mean, never say never in pro wrestling, but I just don't see it happening.
Oh my gosh, what is this? Oh, look at that. Adoption papers. Actually, no, it's a Ren and Stimpy show. But
Ren and Stimpy comment. Okay. No,
my son grabbed it for $5.
So it's just,
No, you and I both kind of get there's a double there. It makes sense, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense with the current storyline, because who is she next to all the family? And it looks more like a shove-in than it does a natural fit, which is fair. Haley J, I say that current character is okay, but I can say from the beginning, between her and her sister, always been great at getting under people's skin. There was a match I watched with her a long time ago where there was a female fan that legit caught feelings over whatever Haley had said, and it started an argument, and totally cool with that. Totally cool with that. I'm big. I love bitchy females. I grew up on, you know, heel characters as females, and it's just
that real Jerry Springer vibe.
Sensational Sherry, like, you know, that kind of a heel female is just fantastic. Christina Marie to me came off still a little new, and I still haven't seen enough in Rachel Armstrong in these last few times that really is anything that I feel like is enough to write home about yet. So I just feel what's a good word for it? Positive that down the road we'll be talking about her more. But right now I feel like this is someone who's still very young, still trying to find their feet, and that's fair.
My bad. I almost was muted there. I wrote all four women showcased their attitudes, characters, and in-ring skills in this one, and each one delivered something cool and unique, which I thought was, for the time limit that they were given, was at least enough time to get their stuff in and showcase their skills. I loved all four of them, and I'm happy to see Alice get the win.
Do you think the Cogars will enlist Shane Mercer for assistance? That's really going out there. I don't know, man. That would be like they have to collect money and get a mercenary type thing.
My heart of hearts said that Shane Mercer only came back to GCW specifically to play up that he's the GCW, only to turn back at TOS. If there wasn't a, hey, we need someone to double agent type thing, I do not expect to see Shane Mercer back.
Matt Brown, Haley reminds me of many people I've removed from bars.
That's fair. That's very fair.
I was going to say that's probably very true. So then we move into a promo. Violent J walks up to Vandal 48 as they're standing outside a building, and he says they're going to have a problem with Nick Nemeth. That's all he said. And he walked off. And Vandal 48 kind of looks at each other like, what in the hell is he talking about? And
Ziggler.
That was it. So I don't know. Maybe, Vandal 48 don't watch, much wrestling there, but no, I know what it is. They were trying to figure out what the hell he's talking about. Like, what do you mean, Nick Nemeth? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It read as confusion rather than fear or like being scared of whoever he's bringing in.
Yes. Yeah. They were selling confusion.
Yeah, and I liked it because it seemed like he wasn't scared of it. It was not like, oh no, it's Nick Nemeth. Like, he's like, who? Like Dolph Ziggler? And then I love the video. I think he put out a video, or a picture of him as when he was Nick Nemeth in the cheerleading group.
Oh, the Spirit Squad.
Yeah, the Spirit Squad. I was like, I love that because he's like, I'm not afraid of this guy, and that's the attitude I want to see from Atticus, not be afraid of anybody. And I thought it played off. He played it off well. I'll get to Atticus. Well, during this match, I guess I'll get to it here. Some more on his expressions and stuff and how well he's gotten at it.
Did you announce this one?
No, I did not. So our next match is Atticus Cogar versus Man Like Dereiss.
This is a beautiful night, guys. These are the ones we're here for. Who was it? Somebody was online talking about how, when things aren't perfect, that's what makes them human. And I can't remember who said that. Jordan Castle. Yeah. And I'm always rough on myself and shit because I screw up constantly. But he's right. Like, that's what makes you human. And I don't know. That's how it feels like you're talking to your friends. Like, nothing's perfect.
Yeah.
They fuck up and then you ride their ass for it. Like, that's half the fun.
Yep.
All right. So a fan poll in this one had August Cogar winning by 83% over Man Like Dereiss. That's pretty heavy voting right there. Quality wrestling match, given their style clash. Both men really have grown in the past year. Atticus showing more maturity in his matches. I think he's walked a fair line between his old ways of deathmatch and his newer approach to his wrestling matches. A touch of violence has been dialed back, and I believe it's been a very good choice. I do apologize if any deathmatch fans disagree, but I do feel that if it comes to either a gas pedal or brake pedal, however you want to look at what Atticus is doing, I feel like he's got the proper amount of pressure down on that pedal right now. Our winner was Atticus Cogar. What do you guys think?
Oh no, yeah, it was good. I mean, it was absolutely what you needed to do. They had a Man Like Dereiss come in as like this sort of unknown face, and it was very clear from the top that he was supposed to be the face in this match to a I'm going to say hostile crowd, but you know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
And he came in and he was rapping along, doing his thing, and I think that the fact that he was rapping his own theme kind of endeared himself to a JCW crowd, versus Atticus just coming in, just to straight riffs, and doing the straight face, fuck you, I'm just going to come in and do the job kind of thing. Everything in that match was exactly how you would put those two people together. I don't think there was anything not in there that if we were just booking this, on a couch with beers in our hand, I don't think anything that we would have said was left out of this match.
Oh, no, great point.
Yeah, and I'm going to kind of follow up on here. I was really looking forward to this match. I think it played out well. Atticus, and here's what I was saying earlier. And John, I think you were kind of saying this in the maturity with Atticus. I think Atticus is getting so good at the facial expressions and telling a story in the ring through them. And I think that's where I'm seeing the improvement that you kind of mentioned there. I've just seen him, and he's focusing not on the blood and violence and the moves, but he's like, all those close finishes, you see his facial reaction, like, oh, almost had it, or no, I didn't want that one to end it anyway. I want to continue it. I think he's getting so good at that. Frank, you said it was a good match. I want to second that one. I thought this was a good match. And John, before you even get to your next point, I'm going to say I agree with your next point that you're going to make here. And I really think that this one, we're kind of looking at the future of wrestling here with these two on opposite sides of the spectrum and how they wrestle and character-wise. And I think they meshed well together. I think it was a good match, and I'll follow what you're going to say, John.
He's reading my note here. You're being very polite. It's okay to say
that's it. Why? Because I have we have similar notes today. It seems like match 3.
We are left and right brain. I just run this match back at GCW. Yeah. I really do want to see it again, but on our terms, in our ring, with no other outside forces at play. I I even believe there could be a storyline between the both of them. They're good enough to really. Oh shit, B. Left, right brain again.
I just want to see if they could go at it in a story. That's fine. I think it would be fun. I just want to see man like Dereiss in a story. Just in general, I think he could tell. I think it's time now. We've seen his in-ring and character. I love it, the moments that he does get, and we'll talk about the bash of the ballpark.
I think the last time Dereiss had an actual storyline was when he was trying to get stunk. Viva Van, when he was trying to get his steak face from Viva Van.
Exactly.
And it took him like a month to do it.
He got to tell his story though, and just like that was like the
finish
part
the
of that
story.
Whole match. Exactly. Like I actually want to see him in a GCW storyline, and want to see more of him. But yeah, him and Atticus was a fun matchup to say the least here.
And then after this match wrapped up, that's when Atticus grabs the mic and says, JCW is shit. He then gets a little upset and he calls out Nick Nemeth at the gathering. He says Ohio is his state, not Nick's anymore. I think that was good enough. You only need a minute or two at 30 seconds to a minute.
Part of his, I don't know if it was this promo or he might have cut something after the tag team beforehand, but it was something along the lines of nobody fucks with GCW except me.
Yeah, this was that promo. He's kind of said that at the beginning.
And I think that's exactly what you want a heel to say. You want a heel to
or
defend.
Or a likable heel.
Well, no.
He's
It was
protective.
he was protecting GCW against a hostile other promotion, but he was still showing that he's this outsider that's still not fully with the team, but it's more of the enemy of my enemy kind of thing, rather than actually. Point, so.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That was good. That was a good point there. I just want to say also too, like the pacing of this JCW show has like been perfect. Like the promo at the end that to further along that match, it's quick. Like the flow of everything up until this point, and actually the whole night was just awesome. And it like furthered each match and story and made each moment felt there was a reason for it, and it wasn't just there just to be just to do something. It made sense, and I really like the pacing of it. And Atticus, that quick promo for his match with Nick Nemeth, I thought was quick and easy and made sense.
So here's a fun one. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it on Game Changer World, but around the same years, both Ziggler and we went to the same school. We both went to Kent State University. So he's 1 year younger than me. He went there from, I'm guessing then like 2000 to 2004 or so. I went there from like 99 to 01, 02.
Oh shit.
So yeah. So, I mean, of course this doesn't matter, and it's not like anyone knows anybody or if there's anything crazy.
Oh yeah. It's just one of those small world kind of things, you know?
But it is kind of cool. But yeah, I went there, and the other thing was the last TOS. It was cool to see Beastman was from the town where my mom grew up, 20 minutes from my house. And I'm trying to think of his name from Youngstown. Bobby Beverly is from 20 minutes east of where I grew up. And then we had Otis, who's from Cleveland, who's about an hour north from where. So in TOS, like a good block of those people were all within a hour and a half drive from each other at the most. Yeah. So I don't know, but yeah, that's my only claim to fame is that I may have worn a Kent State jersey at some time but I don't know. But yeah, I know we went to school, and I never had a chance to talk to him about it, but yeah, we were both Kent State Golden Flashes. Yeah. Golden Flashes. It's an eagle, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not like some drunk dude just running around in a trench coat. But the funny thing about Kent State, they always used to say Kent read, Kent write, Kent State. I thought that was good. Yeah, great education there. Yeah, that's all I had to say, guys. There we go. And
I was gonna make a very out of touch joke, but I'm going to hold it for now. So yeah, we'll just leave it.
There we go.
Hey, wait, how do you know?
There you go.
How do you know I never became a cheerleader? You never know. I was awesome. I was all state till I twisted my ankle my sophomore year. You never know. That's bullshit. I did what all the big kids did in school. I did band and choir. Pretty much. Just band, choir. I think I did football for 1 year. That was enough for me. You ride with the cheerleaders and stuff if you're with the band. Why,
Yeah, why hurt yourself?
Come on. Increase your chances. Yeah. I played trombone.
Oh goodness. Our
He
next
save us.
matchup is for the JCW American Championship, as it is Caleb Konley versus Cokane. I don't know if this is saving it or not.
Cokane. If anybody remembers when the interview with Too Tough Tony went down, the one thing he said that was really impressive over at JCW was Konley. He said Caleb Konley is an excellent wrestler. And because he said that, I actually watched this match just a little more. And he's right. He's right. Caleb is a badass. Now I'm going to turn this around too and say, if you go back and watch it with trained eyes, man, Cokane was better in this match than I personally expected. Also, you see the gimmick and you don't expect much outside the humor. Oh, haha, he's going to throw a little bag of that and it's over, right? I actually do have a new level of respect for his work. And now when I see him on the card, I can look forward to the possibility of a good match if it's written that way. Our winner here was Caleb Konley. Let's hear what you guys have to say.
I could not stand Caleb's second manager, whatever you want to call him, lackey. Oh my God. I hated that man. As soon as he came on my television, I fucking hated that man.
And he doesn't need him. Like, that's one of my notes I have here, but like, I don't want to steal your time, but I just wanted to agree with you. Like, he doesn't need him. Caleb Konley is so good on the mic. Like, he doesn't need someone to speak for him. Like, I just wanted a second on that one. Like, I didn't think it was bad, but just like, he just doesn't need it, I think.
He doesn't need the guy, but he's so hateable.
Maybe that's why he does need him though, because Caleb Konley. Because I'm going to second what John said here. We got similar notes here, and I wrote down it was nice to see Caleb being treated as he should as a talent and being represented here in JCW with a championship belt. I always enjoy seeing him when we get to watch him. I hope I get to see more of him heading into the gathering because he is so good. Like I remember when we first saw him on GCW, I was like, is this not the same guy that was on TNA? Like, what did TNA do with him that? Like, just kind of like we were talking about Fuego and KJ, like he was one of those people. I'm like, wow, like I'm glad to see him being represented in JCW as he is because I love seeing him.
Right here we have Jeremiah Goldmain, aka Jeeves. He has a lot of power in Detroit. The Crow says maybe his manager got into cocaine stash. It's very possible.
Right. And I wanted to second you too, real fast, John, with Cokane. That was one I'm like, whatever. This ain't for me. This is a JCW kind of thing. And I even wrote here, this is an interesting JCW match. Cokane wasn't my thing. But wow. This was a good match for Cokane, and he showed some more depth than I thought he had. And I would have agreed with you too, real fast, because he was awesome to see.
Then we go into a promo. Again, I'm loving them. Young, Dumb, and Price.
Young Dumb and Price, yes.
Oh, shit.
Wait till you get to later. We got to add another
YDNP. That's it. It's YDNP from here on out for me. Yeah, they're talking in the parking lot. They want the JCW Tag Team Championship. And that was our promo rolling into the next match primarily.
Our next match was for the GCW Tag Team Championships as YDNP defended it against PME.
Okay, old guy talking just for a second. Sussudio is an awesome entrance
Susudio's
song.
a banger. I don't care what you say.
I fucking love it. Someone, I don't know who, we have to talk about this. Someone cut it off right before the peak of the song where you sing oh man.
Heel shit.
Yeah, total. Oh, you know what? I didn't think about it that way, but yeah, that's total heel shit. It's like, yeah. But I put here, they're pretty damn good. They have matching gear and personality. They're already ahead of a lot of teams. Let's put PME back in a GCW ring when they come to the area, and let's see what they're capable of again. The JCW roster has not disappointed yet. Yeah, I'm not against. Again, I like the bleed. I think PME has a chance, especially when they come to Detroit.
Yeah, I wrote here. This was a fun match again. The crowd, the hostile crowd, I think just makes it more fun. And I just loved how seeing it play out into what happens next. Kind of seeing the whole rivalry play out before our eyes instead of behind the camera and out in front of the crowd was fun because of the hostile crowd. And this is going to be a fun lead up into the gathering. And yeah, you and Frank called it. What's going to happen next here? But congratulations, that was a good call.
This whole section of the show really highlights the difference between the two feds, because JCW definitely leans into that Saturday morning cartoon aspect of older, like profession based wrestlers, and clear wearing their gimmicks on their shirt kind of wrestlers, and GCW characters versus just wrestlers. And GCW definitely leans more towards that realistic style, and it's highlighting itself because we literally have Oliver and Price, who are just two really good guys who like smoking weed. We have who was it? The I forget what they were called. Their actual name, not PMA. I'm a jerk. Sorry.
Philly Marino Experience.
Philly Marino Experience. We're just okay. That's sort of blading towards characters, but they're just two guys in matching shirts who like Phil Collins. Okay, sure. And then the next match was Circus Clowns versus Zombies.
Yeah.
Like B knows exactly, he got muted, but he knows exactly what I'm talking about when I say that.
Yes, I do.
It's like
but it was fun seeing the weaving in and out. Like the Showdown was a perfect name for it all. Because I thought this was, I'll be honest with you guys, when we recorded it a couple weeks ago, I think, or maybe even last week, when we were talking about these matchups, I was like, wait, this is the gathering of the Juggalos already? And then I think at the end you guys said, no, this is its own separate show. And I think to showcase what each one is, and I think this was a perfect showcase, as we'll get into the Clowns and Zombies next match.
Like I made the joke at Cage of Survival. It's like, so a cowboy and a clown burst out of a casino, into
the streets with the cops right there.
Oh man, there we go, Matt. He was in choir, played hockey. Yeah, I was the tenor. Good times. Did not enjoy the Zombies though. Matt came back with his response here. You know what? Same thing with Cokane. I didn't expect as much as I got, and I'm always happy to see that. It's just, you always see characters like this and you don't expect a lot. You know what I mean? All right. So thank goodness.
I might as well B, can I take this one? Because I've always wanted to do this one. So at our next match for the Juggalo Championship Wrestling Tag Team Championship, the Brothers of Funstruction versus the Outbreak. John, take it away.
That was awesome. That was really good. It's
not like I haven't been watching this show for God knows how many fucking years.
Way more energy than me.
I just wrote here, this was the first time seeing the Outbreak. Again, good look. I said before, too, great sellers in the ring. They know how to keep a pace, which is not easy to do when you're trying to be a zombie. At some points, you always try to want to speed up, or they did you could see there was a lot of thought put into what they do. It's just not two guys that just put on outfits and said, we're going to be zombies. No,
it's not the ECW zombie. That's for sure.
No. So, we'll see what happens there. But, the Brothers of Funstruction ended up winning here. Very short match. 8 minutes is very little to give to both teams who have so much experience.
Clown here, Price and Jordan on commentary talking about the zombies.
That was my only note of the match, to be honest with you. Like them on commentary talking all that trash, I thought was just awesome. Zombies wasn't for me, but I was laughing because I was laughing in a good way because I'm glad JCW is willing to do something that other companies aren't doing, and this is what makes them a fun company to watch.
But that's the line I think of, speaking as the designated mayor of New York, of Atlantic City here. The Brothers of Funstruction would work in Atlantic City, and they've been proven to work. I think the Outbreak is a step too far for a drunk, rowdy AC crowd.
You're thinking that maybe they get chewed up in ring?
Breaks the wall of realism.
It breaks that wall of realism, but it's gonna devolve into Jimmy Lloyd Beach Ball chance. That match has no chance of it becoming an actual decent match with a good crowd. The crowd's just gonna turn on them real quick. And it's just going to devolve into nothing. No one's going to give a shit. It's going to become a Pittsburgh match.
So only way this... Oh.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say the only way this would work then is the old-fashioned way, where you work them in their hometown. The people on TV get to see that they have support, and then those people carry that to their live show.
Maybe.
I see what you're saying, though. I do see what you're saying. The AC crowd and attitude better than we do, and
even with good matches, you have to be on your A game for Atlantic City to be into a match. And if you're going to tell me that literal walking, talking zombies with their voodoo master are going to be coming out against, Jordo and Price, no.
Yeah.
That's where I
you.
think your comment earlier on the differences of the companies of wrestling and characters.
Oh, absolutely.
That's where it definitely makes a choice and decision of where to showcase them at and where, or like when and where, like the location and company.
Like, I think Matt, could you pull Matt's comment up? It's like they're good, but they need something different before going to GCW. If they did the thing where like Undertaker did, like when Undertaker became Biker Taker and the character had been established for so long and it just became into set dressing for the man playing the Undertaker, I can sort of see them. But if they're going to keep up straight kayfabe of it, like, oh, these are two actual magic zombies, no. But if they're two guys that come in like, who just, just clean house, dressed up in the trappings of zombies, but we all know that they're human beings underneath it, I think it might have some more legs. But
I think
everybody in the room sort of knows the direction I'm stabbing at when I'm
yeah. Real quick here, because I've seen it now multiple times. I'm ignorant and lost here because, like I said, I'm playing catch up. What is this powder keg show?
That's the Juggalo show midnight after on SummerSlam Friday.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Pretty cool. Looking forward to it. If we
I
can
gotta pull this calendar up, man. That's what I'm about to say. I gotta pull this calendar up and start trying to figure out what to watch and what to watch.
It's so weird because I don't think there's been one solid graphic of everything that's happening SummerSlam weekend. I think like GCW's been promoting that Friday primetime slot. Juggalo's been promoting that midnight slot on Friday. But I don't think people have been retweeting like one master graphic like you usually see for a collective.
Yeah.
And I think if we had a master graphic that said, WWE, ID 4:00 Friday, GCW for 8:00 Friday, Juggalo midnight Friday, so on and so forth, it would be a lot easier to keep track of, especially
that calendar.
and on top of that, we don't even have that master graphic for Japan either yet. So there's so many many moving parts here that it's hard to get excited for some of these shows. Like literally, B is on a podcast talking about these shows, and we don't even know what these fucking shows are yet because the graphics aren't out yet.
And I was just about to say, I need to figure out what shows to watch for the next podcast. That's what I'm trying to figure out the calendar, what to watch, because I'm like, oh shit. I was looking into like 2 shows, and maybe
next week's a shit show because there's three Japan dates
with ID
plus we're gonna call it 4 GCW shows.
In Japan, it falls on one of the nights is one of our shows on Tuesday night. So if it's streamed live on their schedule, it says that.
So here's how it works according to Triller. We're gonna get a show on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Tuesday 7 and 4, and then Wednesday will be 8 and 5. So 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. So it's literally like. Our next show is probably going to be like the Monday review, because I don't think I'm going to be able to
We're probably do a Monday
Tuesday.
Probably Monday with a Tuesday watch along sounds like what's going to be happening here.
We kind of discussed something.
We've discussed some things. There's going to be some. First of all, guys, there are some fun fucking things ahead. I just locked in 2 fucking interviews, August 6th and August 12th. They're death matchers. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. I'm going to reveal next week the one for August 6th. So, I do believe these are pre-recorded. They always do that. And then they kind of just put them in.
I think last Cokane was live. I think because I remember being in bed, like I couldn't sleep one night. So I just stayed up and watched Cokane Hall at 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that. So
I thought they were pre-recorded because
I think these are being tape delayed until that evening. So
there we go. That's maybe what it was.
Yeah, so they shoot them in what's the middle of the night our time, and then they release them 8 to 10 hours later when it's our evening time.
Yeah,
pretty cool stuff.
Lot of stuff to look forward to in schedule for sure.
Word of God says Cokane will be live. The rest are tape delayed. So
perfect.
There you go. And if anybody knows. If anybody knows, it's the guy who runs the damn show. So he's the one who's going to know, if anyone.
Enjoy that Haneda to Newark flight, Ash. Haneda straight to Newark for fucking Friday? Oh my Christ.
Remember to get up and walk a little bit. Yeah, you'll be so stiff. Oh my gosh.
Newark to Narita. I'm sorry, kill me.
Ash is a first class kind of guy though, so he's gonna be a couple Chardonnays and he'll be fine. Both did well here. I just stand by my statement. Brothers of Funstruction make a great heel or face team at GCW. I'm actually looking forward to seeing if one or the other could ever happen. On the West Coast, I'd like to see them also come out. For some reason, I'd like to see them face the Stoner Bros, and I don't know why. But overall, better than I expected. One of the Outbreak members had a birthday 2 days ago, so whichever one that is, happy birthday to you. Last thing I'll mention here. Oh, sorry.
No, I think I know. I can put that into words. Oh, Newark, Vancouver to Narita. Okay. I think the Stoner Brothers are the closest thing we have to in the GCW family universe. Our side of the tracks, whatever you want to call it. They're the closest thing to characters that are within our GCW's realm of possibility. The Overton window, if you will, of wrestlers that makes sense on a GCW show. And they're like, oh, okay, so they go to LA and they're parodies of Scott Steiner, but they smoke a shit ton of weed. Cool, come on in.
That's
obviously they're characters and they're hood slammers, but they definitely slotted in perfectly on those LA shows, and I think there's more than one LA chud in here who could second that. So.
Bro, the weed is so thick in LA. It's gorgeous.
I've been told I need to go.
Dude, anybody on the East Coast, fuck Vegas. You need to come to LA and experience the UCC with the cool ass fucking fans. Like you step out of your car and there's like little party here, little party there, little party here. The fucking place stinks. Everyone's cool as fuck. You're sitting in the building and the weed is just blowing in the venue. I mean, like goodness. It's coming from the back and just going through. But I mean, just to like sit in there and then Tupac is playing California Love, and my dumb redneck ass is sitting there like, oh, this is what Tupac was talking about, and it's pretty fucking cool though, overall. Just like, hey man, just little person being in a big world. I thought that was pretty fucking cool. Let's see, what else do we have here? That's when Young, Dumb, and Price come out and they face off with the Brothers of Funstruction. This is what we were looking for. Fists are thrown. Funstruction throws them to the outside, and it looks like that's where we end up finding out that it's now YDNP versus the Brothers of Funstruction. I think this is what we were talking about. We expected to kind of happen since we had an injury.
Is it champion versus champion, or is it actually for the belts?
It should have been champion versus champion this show so that it would have been settled at the gathering.
But I think it's just champion versus champion. I don't think it's for the belts.
Correct.
Okay.
As far as B might find something else, or one of our fans, I mean, for crying out loud, somebody might know something there.
Yeah, somebody fact check us on that.
Oh gosh, I love having educated people in chat that could be like, okay, this didn't happen, or this happened, or oh, this was on April 17th of 1992.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fucking dictionaries. Then Dr. Redacted appears in a cleaning closet for his video promo. He said he's going to show JCW what GCW does best. Then he shuts his mouth and walks off. So
and then just screams "fuck," which is the most stock way to end that promo.
But that was it. That kind of runs us into our next match.
All right. Our next match was Dr. Redacted versus Bam Sullivan.
All right. So the one spot I really wanted to mention here, Bam punched a gusset into the side of Redacted's head, and it went fucking deep. I've found out, I think I saw a picture. He either sent me one or I saw it online, but he just missed the eye. And you could even see during the match, he was wiping blood out of his eyes.
Yeah.
He even told me later, he's like, that was stupid. Besides gussets, though, we had a door, trash can, chairs, and my favorite of the night, blue mist. I love the color green. He usually does green. I like the blue mist. It was something different. So, yeah, our winner here was Dr. Redacted. Thoughts on Redacted versus Bam?
Bam came off as I think commentary was even trying to play Bam off as a joke. I mean, just like, oh, hey, look, GCW being unoriginal and stealing Rancid's gimmick for another wrestler, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Whatever. Bam definitely came off as the happy-go-lucky face of this match, especially to a crowd that didn't know what he was doing. And then you come home, and then you come back with Doc just punching everybody in the front row before walking into the ring. That's that's very Redacted. That's the full Redacted experience. And then you have Brett on commentary trying to explain that away. He's like, no, he does that on purpose. He always does that. This was that taste of that East Coast ultraviolence that this show needed, and I'm glad that it was this match, and I'm glad it was these two guys because they definitely deserve it. Both of them went so hard. I cannot say enough good things about both of these guys. As wrestlers or as people, they're just both of them deserved it so much, and I hope that we see more of these two all over the place.
First note I wrote, about time we saw some real violence on this show.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Redacted, yeah, I'll kind of follow up here. Redacted gives us all, no matter what the match or crowd is, and I think that's what the fans love about him, and why I think Otis needs to be the one that dethrones Matt Tremont at Homecoming, and leading to Otis and Redacted having a nice long feud that I think will play out nice.
We actually did get an announcement for Homecoming.
Yeah, bro.
So,
Bear Bronson. Yeah, I had that in my notes after.
Baron Tremont, yeah.
But I think you can still kind of get there some way. Like,
yes, eventually. But yes.
Yeah. But I just think Otis and Redacted, I think, will bring some new blood into the ultraviolet scene that I think that will please the ultraviolet fans right now in GCW. And I think, like I said, they both could continue their feud on social media with their videos. And I like when Dr. Redacted, even I think before this match, he had a little quick video of him going crazy and hyping himself up before the match, which I think was cool. But yeah, I was happy to see Bam also get this match against Redacted, and for them to show the JCW crowd what some real ultraviolet looks like.
We'll leave it hanging right there, my friend. I think that was well done.
All right, next match is a trios matches. Is Anthony Greene, Colby Corino, and Tommy Grayson going against Too Tough Tony, Mickey Knuckles, and Willie Mack.
Matt Cross appeared and attacked Willie Mack. Shane Mercer surprised everyone and showed up. Then he laid waste to Tony, Mickey, and Willie. Sounds like a country band. Too Tough Tony with an acai moonsault. Tony hits the meteorite and covers for 3. Our winners were Too Tough Tony, Mickey Knuckles, and Willie Mack, and everyone drinks. I really simplified this one just for note purposes because it mostly stayed in the ring and whatnot. But I loved Team JCW in this one here. What were your thoughts on this match?
I thought this was a great showcase for JCW. Like I wrote, I'm not kidding. I need to check out more of it. I love all the talent that was there, and this was a perfect showcase for it. And Vance turning on Too Tough was surprising and kind of weird. I know you kind of touched on it again earlier, Frank, about the possible return back at TOS, for
Mercer, not Mance. You said Mercer.
Oh yeah, Mercer. My bad. Sorry, Mercer. Yeah, I don't know. I just found that was kind of weird. Like he just helped out Too Tough Tony. That didn't make sense. And then now this return, maybe just because I haven't watched JCW, maybe there was some lead up on lunacy leading into that maybe teased it, but it didn't make sense to me. And I wonder where that's going to lead into, but for what it was worth, I really enjoyed the JCW Showcase Trios match. And I didn't know.
It did everything it needed to. It did everything it needed to do. It didn't need to be any longer than it was. 7 minutes sounds short, but for a 6-man like that, where everybody's getting, something in, perfect. It worked.
Yeah,
I don't have to worry about it too much.
I didn't know Anthony Greene and Colby Corino worked JCW quite often. So I want to see some more names here and check it out because this was a.
Oh, he got muted. Oh, it's on his end. He's got to fix it over there. He got so excited. Yep, it's his cord. Yeah, it happens. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's something that always happens. Let's see here. I don't hear you yet, bud. It's all right. He'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll do. I'll run us into our main event, our JCW World. That's it
we're
right
back.
there, buddy.
We're
I
back.
hear you. Do you want to announce it then? Oh, don't be shy.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, does he need another garage beer over there? Chug, 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 chug. Oh, the camera and the fucking. Come on. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, there went 11 o'clock chug.
We are so professional. We are the most professional.
Hey, it's either that or you gotta have fun. You know, for our JCW World Championship, we had our champion Madman Pondo versus their champion Madman Pondo versus our champion, the GCW Ultraviolent champion Matt Tremont. A fan poll here, 80% of the people had given Tremont the greatest chance to win. That was a little surprising, but at the same time, you're polling all fans and ooh, you know, champion versus champion. The shiny sequined referee shirts are awesome. Did that whole beer go down, or did you just throw it away when no one was looking, B?
I took myself off screen in shame.
Black Abdullah came out.
Wire, man. Sorry.
No, you're good. Black Abdullah came out early and forked Pondo in the head, and then out came the light tubes. Pondo has a knife. He's using it on Tremont's forehead. Tremont puts Pondo through a bunch of tubes. Tremont signals for someone to come from the back, and that's where Bam starts beating on Pondo. Pondo's taking massive damage as he's speared into the light tubes. Congo Kong shows up and evens the odds. I'll call this round 1 of the outside interference fights. Kong with a huge suplex on Bam, then a choke slam onto Tremont onto broken glass. Bam and Congo then fight to the back. Round 2, here comes Dr. Redacted. Tremont sets tubes on Pondo, and Redacted jumps off of a chair, Sabu style, for the crash. Mickey Knuckles then comes out, slinging a trash can at Tremont and Redacted. Knuckles and Redacted are brawling into the crowd, and they leave. Good stuff. Pondo brings his baseball bat, saw blade, and a cinder block to the ring. Round 3, the referee goes for the count, and that's where Max Recon pulls the referee out of the ring, disrupting the count. We have a ref fight. Max wins. He's in the ring officiating now. Pondo bent his stop sign over Tremont's head. He then knocks out Max Recon with it. Pondo then goes for the cover. There's no referee. He fucking knocked him out. Debris everywhere. I didn't even notice the sledgehammer and the ironing board. Back to Matt versus Pondo finally. They're one-on-one just for a small amount of time. Both are heavily damaged. Pondo finds a log cabin. They go to the top, and that's when Janela and Effie come out. It's 3-on-1. Effie hits Pondo with a super sack rider through the log cabin. Effie went through more of that than anyone on that spot. If you go and look back, I was actually more worried about Effie slicing his asshole up more than Pondo taking any of that damage. He barely touched it. No, Frankie, the whole asshole. Round 3, Too Tough and Willie Mack come out next. You asked. I was just telling you it was the whole asshole. They fight with Janela and Effie. Matt's still on the top rope. That's when Brett runs up and hands Matt the huge bundle of light tubes. Matt dives off the top rope and it crashes all over Pondo. That's when Brett grabs a referee shirt from off of JCW's ref, puts it on, and counts.
No, he took it off Recon. He took it off Recon.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, your winner here and your new Juggalo Championship World Champion, Matt Tremont.
I love that little detail. Him taking it off Max was cool.
We haven't seen referee Brett in years. It's been years.
I think somebody said, I want to give it to Paula on Twitter. She said it was Run Ricky Run was the last time Brett officiated. Yeah, I was
about to say
that's legit. That's
Run,
it.
Ricky Run.
So, and I tweeted out already. It's like if you don't know Brett was a bumblebee at one time, you don't know professional wrestling. So, to
know GCW, you have to know CZW.
Yes,
that's just part of it, and you have to know ECW. You know, like some of these companies, you have to know. I got so excited that I wanted to see. Let's see Jeff the Ref from JCW versus Recon at Gathering. I want to see. Let's go full invasion. I want to see the ref fight. I want to see Earl Hebner versus Nick Patrick Part 2.
And we
I
all know
want to
that.
see how well Scarlett can fight. I bet you she can throw down. Why not? I'm just saying. Oh, maybe you've seen a fight. I don't know. Frankie's like, I've seen a Wawa throwdown. Her and
I've seen
Perch
some
went at it for
shit.
hours.
Yeah, at first I was kind of pissed when they interrupted that match. I kind of wanted to see those two legends kind of keep going, but I kind of warmed up to it at the end, and bravo. That's how you end JCW show. I was just calling for chaos last week, and holy shit, I got chaos to end this show. It all made sense, and it was a perfect lead up and got me into looking into the game.
And it was the invading army just standing tall, and that's exactly what that show needed. It, you know, it was, that crowd was clearly, I want to say at least 80% Juggalo. So, you know, having GCW go over at the end, that's perfect for if you want to sell a show in 3 weeks. Perfect. I don't see anything wrong with that. So
I also hope, or I wanted to see the GCW wrestlers play up being a heel more. Even on the microphone, why isn't Joey cussing at these people? Why isn't he catching more of an attitude?
Because that's just what Joey does. There's no difference from what Joey does normally to us. Like, he's the way he cut that promo in Detroit is the exact way he cuts a promo in Atlantic City.
So if you go back and watch an old WCW promo from the mid 80s to late 80s and you watch the style, he actually uses that promo style. It's the barely breathing, yelling everything promo style that he uses. That's the old school shit you'd see like Tony Schiavone talking to Ric Flair when he had like the brown glasses on for like, that's that style. He's actually using that style, and it did not connect with me until like a month ago. I went, oh my God, he's using the 605 style of, you know, cutting promos.
I enjoyed seeing Young, Dumb, and Price kind of being the heel assholes and on the mic. Like I just enjoyed seeing different aspects of him. Like I agree, Rich. I wish more people would have been full on heel instead of just certain ones.
Well, you have people like Redacted who don't need to go that. They, you know, their actions speak for them, and just being a human train wreck that, you know, that kind of unpredictability kind of just speaks to that, you know, fuck you guys. I don't care about myself. Why would I care about you guys type?
This is possible. It could just be they were told, hey, just kind of keep it a little clean. We're on YouTube. We don't want any trouble. It's possible. Very possible. Yeah, but you're fighting GCW. So, I mean, it's like you're going to try to wrestle a pig, but not get muddy.
Yeah.
You know? What a shitty way to put it, but, you know.
It's accurate. It's completely accurate.
John, you have the line of the night right now. That Black Abdullah forked Pondo. Nothing's going to top that the rest of the night.
Anytime I can, I like using Black Abdullah. We had such a funny... Tremont and I had such a funny laugh about that. And no, you were here too, B. Like, he did not expect that to come out that way. And it did. And it was just like... Well, yeah. And not only that, but it's career changing. That fuck up is now like permanently his name in there. It's great.
And that kind of stuff, you know, it's like, oh, there's nobody there to actually chant for the Black Abdullah because it's all a JCW crowd and they don't know the bit. Like, like as soon as you see the barbecue fork come out, everybody should just start screaming Black Abdullah. And to not hear that, it feels hollow.
Yep, that's a good way to put it. Go ahead, B. I don't think you finished your notes, did you?
I did. I'll wait till we get to the end of the JCW. I want to let me know when we're at the end because I want to punctuate it at the end here.
Sure. JCW commentary was raising hell that Brett isn't a JCW ref. GCW celebrates in the ring. Brett raised Pondo's baseball bat high over his head with a shit-eating grin.
Symbolism. I love the symbolism there.
So I'll stop here because I have an opinion too, but B, I want to send it back to you first because you're next up to bat.
Well, I was just gonna like look forward into this night two of the gathering of the Juggalos. Like I just saw the card and like holy shit, like they're doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
you got Pondo versus Matt Tremont, the exploding barbed wire. Great Sasuke versus Caleb Konley. Atticus versus Nick Namath. Outbreak versus the Rejects, live rounds being thrown. Then you got, that is like, what is going on? This is hysterical. Four-way match, Surrender or Die, fighting four-way, Priscilla Kelly, Big Al, Hollywood, Haley J, and Masha. And then you got Effie versus Willie Mack. Like, and then you got 10 stars of JCW, 10 stars of GCW Battle Royale. Like, that card is strong as shit.
Yeah.
For $100, I will review that show as Jim Cornette. $100.
Here comes the super chat. I'm gonna
Hey,
laugh
could you
so
imagine?
hard.
Could you imagine that shit? Oh my god, I got to get a Cornette shirt and everything for that.
You gotta get the white
the
suit and the
racket.
tennis racket cover.
Yep, gotta get the
Oh my
racket.
god. Oh man, they're gonna be like, "Is that Cornette or Brother Love?" I'll be like, "It's Cornette."
We need. I know a couple artists we could commission the drive-through animated like thumbnail for the YouTube video and everything.
Could you imagine that replay going all over Cornette's fucking show? They're
Oh
like, "Look
my
what
God.
this asshole from JCW, Game Changer Wrestling. No, what does he call it? Garbage Championship Wrestling." Oh no! It's just a joke. It's just a joke. I couldn't actually do that. I think it would be really difficult. I'm not that good of an actor. I'm not that good of a bullshitter.
Crow, DM me on Twitter. I'll send you my Venmo. We can make this happen. No,
mute him. Mute him. Look, I can mute him right here. Anyway, I wrote here that Madman Pondo only had the championship for 28 days. He won it from Kerry Morton. I think it was a smart move moving the title before this loss. Fans would have cheered Kerry losing the title. I think the run-ins were well done. Pairings were well thought out. This was the only way for this show to end in my mind. Yeah. Taking the belt away only makes their main event sweeter. Let's let GCW bake that cake for you. GCW wins it back at the Gathering and the fans will pop hard. I just want to say whoop, whoop. Juggalos and Juggalettes will be seeing you at the Gathering.
We need that. There's that one flag from the Revolutionary War with the cannon on it that says "Come and take it." Yeah, and I need it made up with the JCW belt on it, and it's just "Come and take it."
I'll second what you said there, John. That was a great ending. I want to check out JCW more. I favored it. I subbed. I didn't get a chance to watch it a lot before into this one, but definitely catching up before Gathering of the Druggalos because that was a strong, fun show.
Ricky, stay with us, bud. That's the next one we're getting ready to talk about. We do them in sequential order. We're wrapping up here, and we're going to be rolling into that one here next. So stick around. Anything else about this one? Funny thing before we wrap up.
No, I liked it. Like I said, I'm a fan now of JCW and going to check it out a lot more.
And I love the Majestic Theater, and I love the crowd over there. I think it's a cool crowd, man. Much love from GCW fans to JCW fans. Reed Harris Cooper said break or no. Actually, we do have a little video that is the Bash at the Ballpark highlight video from GCW. So I think we could do that one, can't we?
Yeah, let's take 2 minutes and I'll freshen up my drink and we'll take care of that and we'll come back.
Okay, everyone. This is 1 minute and 42 seconds. This isn't like a 3-minute cookie. But we'll be back to you here.
No exploding cookies for you at the break tonight. It's tough shit.
Tough cookies. All right. Talk to you guys in less than 2 minutes. I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
Easy.
All right. So let's run back over here. Hopefully everyone had a chance to just hit the restroom real quick and grab something to eat. Let's see here. Yeah, poor Crow. There's the cookie. All right, so B will be back here in just a minute. I just got something from him. So I just wanted to put that I love this venue. I'm a big fan of outdoor venues that start in the daytime and then go to the night. There's two different vibes there. Also, when it gets dark, there's always this feeling like you're closing in on the event, the main event. Anything that's lit is what you're looking at. So I feel like the fans have less to look at and more to turn in towards. And that gives you the focus that I think you're looking for from the fans on any main event. And that really showed up in the second half of this card. I really want to know your impressions because the reason we really had you on here tonight was because you were at the Ballpark live.
Yes.
You were tired when you were there though. So you were not feeling it initially.
I was very exhausted. I was just on the beach all day. And I didn't realize how long I was going to be in Coney Island just doing the touristy stuff. Because, of course, I was in Coney Island for the first time, so I had to go to Nathan's. I had to get a hot dog. I had to go ride the Cyclone, which, believe it or not, at my size, somehow, by some miracle of God, I fit onto the Cyclone. And I was holding on for dear life. I couldn't even breathe. They stapled me the fuck into that thing. So I checked off that coaster credit. If any of you other coasters are, I might have. I was
no, go ahead.
like I said, I was very exhausted. Towards the end of the show, I was just dead on my feet. So if I didn't, forgive me. So.
You said you spent some time at the beach. It looked like a lot of other wrestlers spent a lot of time at the beach too. Did you see anybody down there?
Oh no, we were just on the boardwalk drinking and hanging out in the theme park. Believe it or not, I'm a nerd. So like most of before I came to Coney Island, right? John's like, what? So for today, most of my experience on Coney Island came from playing a game called The Division 2, which was if you don't know, it's kind of like this post-apocalyptic thing where you're doing like urban warfare through like parts of New York City and Washington DC. And I took a bunch of photos that were like shot for shot. This is exactly this spot when you're doing this thing, fighting this guy. You're standing right here underneath the shadow of this roller coaster. The main event, the ring of the wrestling, like the final boss of one of the fights literally takes place on the field of the baseball park. Where the pitcher's mound is like the main event. You're fighting through the ballpark stands down to the grass. Yeah. So we were standing on the go-kart track, and that's exactly where the start of one of the missions is like you're on the go-kart track, and then you're fighting to the cyclone and doing other stuff. It's seeing the stuff in real life is like, wow. Yeah.
No kidding. No kidding. He said so it wasn't because of the movie The Warriors.
No, I watched The Warriors when I was younger, but no, most of my experience from Coney just came from the division. So it was cool to see the inspiration and see like how close they got in the game and all that. So
how many people do you think were there?
Easily, I would put it over 1,000. I heard some numbers say 15, but I would put it closer to like 12, I think.
I didn't ask Brett on this one, but I do want to follow up with the Dallas numbers. He had 975 before they opened the doors to walk in. So he said probably closer to 1,100 or so. So that was the numbers from Dallas. Like I said, I forgot to ask on these ones, but
yeah, even Reed's saying at least 1,000. So
yeah, we were questioning Dallas. So, I forgot to even mention that one.
I would also like to say this now at the top of the show before, we get into the thick of it, because this is one of those like on the side things.
Yeah.
The crowd was definitely a tale of two cities. The floor seats were where the sickos were. And that's where a lot of the crowd, a lot of the heckle was coming from, a lot of the claps, a lot of that stuff was coming from the floor. Up in the crowds was its own entity. And I definitely felt disconnected from the main show being as far up the bleachers as I was. That could just be me being cynical because I've been to so many shows and the different feel of that kind of thing. And being coming from a place where like, the showboat where, the floor is the entire vibe. That is the one level. It definitely spread out the crowd a lot. And I definitely felt more disconnected than I would at a normal AC show, even standing at the very back of an AC show. But whatever. It was just a different vibe. The crowd, I know the crowd, this show was kind of positioned more as a family show. And I'm not saying that I didn't see kids. I saw more WWE normie types, the types of people that wear belts to wrestling shows types. Just because that's not a thing we have in GCW. People don't wear belts to shows at GCW because you're there for the whole experience. You're not there because you're bringing all your merch.
Right.
Nance or Tony might toss it 5 rows back.
Yeah, exactly.
It might get bent.
It.
Yeah, it could get bent if you bring stuff like that to our shows.
So it was very much more a normie crowd. And I'm saying that with, flat inflection. I'm not trying to, call normies idiots or, whatever. I'm not going to try to use it as an insult here. So.
Nice. We're getting a lot of people have takes on this. I have a take here. Reed said the biggest takeaway I had was Effie was actually over. The kids love Effie. I'll say that 100 times over. If Effie wanted to, he could definitely win over a kid crowd easily.
He was the most clean-cut face on this entire show, I think.
Interesting.
Like,
interesting.
I'm trying to figure out a more precise way to say that, because we all know Effie's like can be one of the dirtiest players in the game if he wants to.
The most mainstream style face.
Yeah, he was just like I said, I don't want to use it as an insult, but he definitely came off as a white meat baby face in the best way. Especially coming up against Mason in that main event.
White meat baby face.
Yeah.
He said, what about Tommy Dreamer? Tommy Dreamer was not as effective. His personality precedes him, but his personality wasn't very big. Yeah, we'll definitely want to get there on that one. Okay, so one of the things that I liked was they had a batting order. They had batting order graphics. I thought that was a cool
match coming
touch.
up with batting order, especially when they were playing those graphics on the field jumbotron.
Yeah,
like, perfect presentation.
If they would have just given them each a batting average, it would have been fun to see someone at like 001.
There was we were talking about this the day of, but Ash was sound checking with old Hammerstein VODs, and that was the strangest thing while I was tailgating, just to hear Desperados versus ECW 6-man just playing the middle of June at a building it's not on. So,
well, I'm going to tell you, you posted that video outside the venue, and then I ended up. Okay, so here's how this worked. I believe. Excuse me, Ash had seen your post and he said, well, here's the other side of it. and I said, is it okay to check that? And he said, actually, that's the video that they use to check, levels on everything, because it's just enough of a snippet. So I'm not giving away anything. I just wanted to let you know that.
Oh no, you could hear it clear across the boardwalk. It's I'm not giving up secrets or being, in places I shouldn't be. I was clearly in public space. So when that happens, so.
But it was pretty cool, and now we know exactly what it is. It's basically the video sound check, for lack of a better term. I've been good on fan polls lately, so I have one here. I asked fans to rate GCW's Bash at the Ballpark from 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being excellent. From 5 and 6 is an average. So we're talking 13% of the fans gave it an average, 5 to 6. 48% of the fans gave it above average, a 7 to 8, and 34.5 of our fans gave it a 9 to 10 excellent. I'm going to throw it back to you now, Frankie, because you've had feelings on both sides of this, because again, you were beat that day and you were dragging your carcass to it.
I was trying to be there just to, get you guys the good info.
Thank you.
Personally, I think this show worked better on TV than it did in person, but that's coming from me, and I am not the average fan anymore to give you a good representation of that. Like, I am biased and I am definitely tainted in some way, but I think this show worked better on TV than it did in person.
Putting both together, because only so many was really there live. What do you feel? Can you give us 2 numbers just for fun? What was your live number in the crowd where you felt you were separated? And what would be your TV number? I know that's a weird one.
I think my live number would be like a high 6. My live number would be like a high 6, and I think my TV number would be like a mid 7 to 8.
There you go. Look at that. See? And Reed said, "I'm not the."
Yeah.
So for me, I have to say, given the fact that it's a first-time venue and a couple other things,
and somebody else said, "I'm not the target demo," especially it was a commission town show. It was a commission show.
Yep.
That definitely knocks a point off of it, because I'm coming from a place that I'm complaining, like, you're telling me that Tommy and Mance went together and not a single drop of blood was spilled the entire match? Like, what?
Yeah.
I feel like I got cheated on that match. So I definitely come from that, bloodthirsty Jersey perspective. So
look at this. David said, sort of fell off with GCW at the first Hammerstein. Did not know this pod existed. Well, welcome, Dave. It's literally every Tuesday. It's perfectly 3 days before and 3 days after the weekend shows. So we try our best to be right in the middle, because there is a dry spell between Friday to Friday kind of thing.
Yep.
Every Tuesday we'll be here at 10 p.m. We usually try to say 2 hours. It sometimes goes a little longer, sometimes 3, sometimes 4. But I mean, if you're working or if you're chilling, sit back and relax, man. It's just fans talking, on the official GCW YouTube. Yeah, let's see. I don't have anything else. Any other impressions that you had? I mean, was like bathrooms cool? Were like getting food and drink easy?
Everything, yeah, no, nothing was super hard, especially because it's a ballpark. It was a minor league ballpark, so like, I grew up going to like Blue Claws games, which are, believe it or not, the crosstown rivals of Coney Island are Lakewood down in Jersey. So it's got that same kind of vibe. It was not a big venue. You could see it on TV. It was literally, the concourse was the top of the stairs, and then you go down to the floor level. That's the entire stand all the way, except for the luxury boxes up on the 3rd floor. But we're not going to talk about that. But it's literally that you saw the Sandy Snack Shack or whatever. That's the top level concourse. That was the back
building.
That was the back row, and it just goes down to the floor from there, and that's the entire vibe. And probably it was only those middle 3, 4, 5, 6 sections that were actually had people in it. So I think, I think was it you and me were talking about this, John? Like, would the show have worked better if they put the stage on, if they had put the ring on first base or one of the flat sides versus on home plate? I don't think so. You would just been shuffling food around on your plate. It wouldn't have actually changed the vibe of that place. I think exactly on home plate is exactly what that should have been. I was at the last ballpark show in Jersey, which was Tremont Oneida, and they put it almost the exact same spot, but that was at Trenton's, the Trenton Thunder ballpark rather than being in Coney. So,
look at all these impressions here. Said it looked like fun regardless. It is New York, so we all kind of know how that goes. Reed said there was more violence than he expected, given that it's the venue, kid friendly.
A kid friendly venue. Yeah, it was mostly doors. I mean, I have to say it was mostly doors and chair shots. So,
TJ says, "I love Bash the Ballpark. Great stuff." Reed strangely bumped into a ton of real life friends, not the fake life ones. It's good to see. Here we go. He cleared it up. His non-wrestling friends. Yeah. Perfect. Talk about those luxury boxes. I liked the colored lights. I like the tubes with the blue tubes, the yellow tubes that they had.
You didn't see it very often, but the parachute tower was lit up and it was dancing with different color lights the whole time. And it was sort of distracting at some points, but the camera kind of stayed away from it.
Yeah. Manser got lit up by the kids. Wasn't a show at the Brooklyn Ballpark an old summer tradition? TNA and ROH better had it before.
I think so. I obviously I can't speak to that because I didn't come from those fandoms, so I can't speak to that as much as I should be able to. But I think so. Someone else can probably clear that up in chat. So.
And the last question here: just did it rain earlier when you were there or no?
I checked the weather when I was there, and it said it was like supposed to like rain from like 5 o'clock on, but thank God it was only like less than 1/10 of an inch the entire night. So, yeah.
Be patient, Reed. This is all the time. This is all the socializing I'm allowed to have all week. I'm just trying to think if there's anything I wanted to ask you. I mean, it was overcast. You didn't have the sun in your eyes.
No,
there's no bullshit there.
The sun kind of went in by like 2 or so, though. Thankfully, that was actually the best way it could have gone. It did rain for a little bit, but thankfully, like I said, it was less than 1/10 of an inch the entire night. So it was. I think that was the exact kind of weather I was hoping for a show like that. Not sunny. It wasn't the sun not beating down, especially at sunset, where the sun can kind of be annoying. The weather was great. It was just low 70s with a little bit of a wind. It felt great. I can't complain about anything. The venue was good. I could, they hinted at coming back. So I mean, I'll see it. I'll totally believe that they'll do it again.
I don't see Brett doing it unless it made sense to begin with. So if it brings in more fans than the average show and justifies its price, yeah. And the reason why I also say is he's a baseball fan. I could very well see him just falling in love with the venue just because.
Well, yeah, he's a Mets fan.
Yeah,
he's a Mets fan. So
he's just trying to get into the locker room. He's probably stealing shit out of the locker room when no one's looking.
Yeah, Havoc says, "Where's the Mets?" No, I was raised correctly, so I'm a Yankees fan.
Here's something that's really important. Super comfortable. I always like going to a place, and at the end of the night, I'm like, that was pretty fucking comfortable. I stress out sometimes going to places with lots of people or you know, so Havoc, you pissed him off, buddy. Look at that. Yeah, show him the old NY on there.
There we go.
Uh-huh. How you doing up there, B?
I'm chilling.
He's doing good. He's doing it's the garage beer.
So here was my question. What was it? Like, I actually got two. So apparently there's no baseball game beforehand. I thought this was gonna be after a game. Okay.
No, they were away. They were away today. The day of the wrestling show was an away game for the Mets. I mean, for the Cyclones. So
okay. Second thing, what would be the best thing to eat at that place?
Oh, I didn't eat in the state. I didn't eat at the stadium. I ate at Nathan's, where they have the hot dog contest.
Do they have like any staple like stadium food there, like the Dodger dog or Coney dog? I know Coney dog.
So they might have something, but like I said, I didn't eat in the stadium. I only drank in the stadium, so I was eating outside the stadium. So I had my two Nathan's hot dogs with sauerkraut and mustard, as God intended, and then that was basically the only thing I ate all day. So.
Sounds good.
What the hell is going on in chat, guys? You can tell
I'm with Eddie. I'm with Eddie here.
Just kidding. You're not a loser. I love you guys. This is fucking great. There's the real answer. You need to be a Dodgers fan.
Get the chicken tendies.
Yeah, I have all of LA on my ass because I'm a Yankees fan. So I got all of Dodger blue and all of the front row mafia from the UCC after me now.
Kev will hop in at the end of the night when we say long live JCW.
Yeah, much love to Kev and the crew. Love them. All right, well, I think we're good to go in our first match, B.
Oh, shit. Here we go. First match of the night was a 6-way scramble. Grim Reefer versus Allen Angels, Austin Luke, Jay Lyon, JP Grayson, Man Like Dereiss. Yeah, I think we actually named Tommy Grayson when we were covering the JCW show. I think it was JP Grayson. I was thinking about it as I said it, but I'm like, wait, I don't know which one was hurt and which was not. So, yeah, I think it was JP Grayson we met.
Yeah, that's my fault, guys. Sorry about that. JP Grayson gave us the Juggalo Championship Wrestling flavor that we were looking for in this match.
And he was rightfully booed by the regulars who knew the game. So
and I was actually expecting a little bit of like some type of fuckery here, just because this is a great place to do it. Embarrass them on their big stage. Mischance there. Dereiss running the bases and delivering clotheslines at each base was hilarious. They also pull off triple-decker stereo suplexes, kind of fun to watch. And then Reefer's joint got put out on the brand new canvas. I don't know what the hell they were thinking, but I'm just like, oh my God, that's a new canvas. But less than 10 minutes long. It was kind of cool. Native New Yorker Grim Reefer picks up the win.
Very much the big favorite between the regulars. Like, I'm gonna be, prefacing everything by saying by the regulars on a lot of these. Grim Reefer got the hero's welcome that he should have gotten. I don't think he was even announced for this show, but to see him pop up, everybody was very excited to see him. So,
yeah, the opening scramble was fun. Dereiss running around the bases was the highlight of the night for me, and yeah, it was only fitting that Reefer won in New York. Our next match was for the GCW Tag Team Championship, as it was Young, Dumb, and Price defending against the High Seas, To Infinity and Beyond, and the Prospectz.
The Prospectz are very new. This was their 11th recorded match ever. What's really cool, though, both are trained by Grim Reefer.
They are and the Prospectz are Ridgefield Park staples too. So, They are very much. I was invested in this match exclusively for Jay and Colin, so I was very happy to see them. Yep.
When it comes to High Seas and To Infinity and Beyond, both teams debuted on March 24th, 2024 at GCW's The Block is Hot. This was High Seas' first GCW show outside of Rochester, though. High Seas have been on 5 GCW shows. To Infinity has been on all 5 of them, plus 2 others. Our finish here, Young, Dumb, and Price hits an elevated faceplant bulldog on one of the Prospectz and pins for 3. Our winners and still the GCW Tag Team Champions, Young, Dumb, and Price. Even in that little highlight reel we showed before our review went off, that faceplant was shown by Young, Dumb, and Price in there. It's a vicious little move.
And like I said, Prospectz were very much the hometown heroes here. Like they were, like you could hear it even on TV. Like they had a huge cheering section with them.
Commentary made mention of it too. Like I thought that I never heard of them, never seen them, never heard of them. Since you have, do you think they're more fitting for JCW right now?
Yes. And
yeah,
Jay's gonna kill me the next time I see him in Ridgefield Park. But yes, I see them as JCW team right now. I don't see them as ready for prime time for GCW yet, but I can definitely see them in like probably the next Ridgefield Park show. I would not be surprised if I see them on the card there. So
good, because that's what I was kind of thinking too. I never saw them before. I wrote down they kind of seem, if JCW were to add tag team titles, that they seem like they would fit right in.
Even
there.
just as like a match.
Yes, exactly.
Just as a match, I want to see more of them. I already talk enough shit about them. Like I'm very good friends with Jay, so I have to say it's like I want to see them more. So
I wrote down here this was a good tag team match that showcased the best tag teams in the area. I was kind of mentioned earlier with the breaking news up top, Young, Dumb, and Price seem to be the most exciting tag team in the indies right now. And I would just like to see kind of more tag teams, as you kind of mentioned there. High Seas seem to be on every single card that To Infinity and Beyond were on. I want to see more of not just one local tag team going against the Young, Dumb, and Price. I want to see another tag team match, kind of another traveling tag team that could kind of go along and they start building up towards this feud instead of one just kind of JCW one. I'm not complaining about this one. This one needed to pop up out of nowhere and is doing what it needs to be done. But I think after this, if they continue on with the tag belts, I would like to see a team being built up as the next challengers instead of one just being presented to us.
I mean, neither of these tag teams are like, besides the Prospectz, nobody's not, well traveled in these matches. Like literally, like Cloudy was literally in Special K. Like,
I want to see more of it. I want to see more of the tag teams traveling and being featured on the cards along with Young, Dumb, and Price to be featured as the next team to be watching out for. And I think this match was a great example. And you mentioning those teams kind of traveling together leads into that point that I was making. But I wanted to see more tag teams being built up to rival against Young, Dumb, and Price, and this was a fun way to showcase local tag team matches. But Prospectz, I want to figure out and see more of them because they didn't see much of them this one, but it was a good introduction, I think. Our next match was Jonathan Gresham versus Deonna Purrazzo.
Fans, 63% felt that Deonna was going to pull off the win here. I wrote that both had a few minutes of tit for tat. Once the chain wrestling began, I felt the match opened up more, but it lasted for less than a minute. Our finish here, Jonathan wraps up Deonna for 3, and our winner was Jonathan Gresham. Again, 7 minutes. I'm just going to give my opinion here. They didn't live up to their own names. We got about 1 minute of what they should have done the whole match. I'm a big fan of both. For the smart fans, it brought down the segment of the show. I felt it was bullshit. I really thought they were going to be the wrestling match on the card, especially at the number 3 position. And I'm like, what the hell was that? And then Ninja and Joey fucking put down a banger directly after it. Like it needed to happen that way. But I don't know why.
I'm rating Jonathan and Deonna as, yes, that match happened. That's my rating for that match.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna dignify that match with a rating.
Maybe someone was sick. Maybe someone was sick or not feeling well. Maybe someone had an animal or a family member pass. I don't know. But that was not what that is not a Deonna Gresham match.
I was literally in the crowd talking to Paula, again, friend of the show, AC regular, all that shit. And she's literally, we were going back and forth, and they were doing their, what Emil called the atmosphere spot when they were rolling around in in the schoolboy or whatever, going back and forth for 2. And then Gresham rolls them back up for another one. And I thought they were going to do another back and forth, close call 2. And then Gresham just gets a 3 and then, so anticlimactic. I'm like, oh, okay, that's it. All right.
Yeah.
Like I could not be less enthusiastic for how that match ended.
It's just that we all got our the air went out of our our balloon basically, because all of us fans who are, I mean, B, you especially, like huge super fan. So Clown said here, asshole fans need to stop body shaming. You know what? Yeah, there are some idiot fans out there. Luckily, we're not that type. Plus, I'm the last one to be talking about anybody's look or shape. I can't say shit about that right now. So, but yeah, I just didn't feel. I'm looking at the individual performance, and I'm also looking at the fact that individuals can be affected by personal things. So I don't know, but I mean, grab my wrist and then I'm going to do a quick little thing here or there. Just didn't impress me. And I'm not looking to be impressed, but I'm looking to at least live up to their namesake.
I will add on to here because I didn't say nothing yet.
The silence is deafening on this one for me.
Yeah, for me, I'll piggyback with you guys. I just feel like this was only a teaser of what these two can do together. I wish this would have gone longer and had more time to tell a better story. But overall, I was just happy to see Deonna at least back to wrestling in GCW. And I thought this was a perfect matchup for her, and just wish they would have got more time or whatever. Just more time to showcase what they could have done. I just feel like same thing as you guys. I think it ended early. And Frank, you said anticlimactic. That was like the best way. I was like, yeah, that end on that, because that was anticlimactic. I just feel like we were teased, and hopefully we'll get more down the line between both of them.
You're doing a back and forth, 2 count spot back and forth, and then you go back into it. You're expecting another, fairly quick 2 count spot, and it just then just a 3 happens. It looked like Deonna just didn't get a shoulder up.
But this is what I love about Gresham matches. They all end in weird ways where you never could expect it, and that's what I love about Gresham. Like, I know this is counteracting it. Like, I liked it. I just wish it would have been more time to tell it, but I just don't feel like they told a story. I feel like
that match and watch Scarlett's face. Watch Scarlett's face after the 3 count. I think that tells you everything you need to know about that match. I mean, obviously, I think refs are trained to always count the 3 no matter what, because you'd rather have the match. Yeah, but
I think she was just selling it. Like, the surprise of it ending it.
That didn't look like a sell to me. That looked like a what the fuck happened.
So I'm going to put this here. It says they weren't meshing well. Undertaker famously tells a story between him and Bruiser Brody where they ended the match sickeningly early because they just couldn't mesh. So there is a possibility someone could have had an off day, or just they're like, you know what, everything we're doing here.
It seemed like a lot of wrestlers had sunburns and stuff were out like enjoying the Coney Island. I mean, they could be something like that too. I just feel like, going real fast with Frank, that I've seen, and this is not a knock. I mean, this is, I feel wrestlers, I put always the blame on wrestlers here, not referees. I feel like referees should always count no matter what. Like, it's realistic. If you don't,
I'm blaming, if I had to blame someone, I was blaming Deonna for not getting the shoulder out rather than Scarlett for counting a 3 that shouldn't have been a 3.
No, but here's what I'm saying. Like, we've seen her on many times stop counting to protect the finish. So I feel like this was the finish, and maybe she was just kind of going with Gresham, like the little details that Gresham kind of cares about, where it goes with this. So I feel like if it was not the planned finish, she wouldn't have counted 3, because we've seen, I don't want to pick on her specifically, but because she does a very good job with all that stuff and when to do it. But I feel like the wrestlers need to protect her more, and we've seen her not count the 3. So that's why I think maybe this was just what it was. And unfortunately, I don't know if it was like a weird. I just felt it was weird, just in general.
The world will never
7
know.
minutes, yeah. Next conspiracy theory we need to hunt down. Let me go back here. I was gonna say too, this is like Deonna Purrazzo's first match. Like, she hasn't really wrestled. That's not on her fault, but I really I wish we see more of her, and hopefully we get more of her down the line.
I want to say something real quick. I think ring rust is like a fan thing. I think ring rust is a fan thing, because here's the thing. I think the wrestlers probably get in the ring before they just go out and have a match for their first. You know what I mean? So let's be honest here. How much ring rust is there, or is it just?
Well, it's different in a gym by yourself, and then you get there outside, and you could get adrenaline jump on the entrance.
Oh yeah, you can be completely blown by the entrance alone, and I've heard that so many times by wrestlers.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
all right, our next match was Ninja Mack versus Joey Janela.
Fans polled 70% chance, 76% chance to win would be Joey Janela in this one. This is a 13-minute match. My notes don't give it as much justice as it should have been given, but I can tell you this much. After the third match that we just talked about, this match was a fan pick-me-up. Ninja and Joey went out and hit the ropes harder than Jonathan and Deonna could have wished they did, and thank goodness that they did. Ninja did the backflip spot from Japan where he hit consistent backflips and took out Joey in the dugout. Fans really did like that a lot. Overall, it was a very good wrestling match. Our winner here was Joey Janela. I'll stop right there till we move on to the next little question I have. What do you guys think about this one?
It did everything it needed to do. It was just, it wasn't. This was the wrestling side of Joey that we don't usually see these days, because he's doing more of like, the harder hardcore versus the light death kind of stuff. And this was just, a fun, bullshit fight. And I think that's all it needed to be. And I'm glad it happened. And Ninja's just doing the wacky, Japanese style stuff. It's great. We haven't seen Ninja Mack in a minute, and I'm glad that he came back. And like this was perfect. This was probably the best spot to put Ninja Mack in.
You stole all my
Especially
notes right there, Frank.
I don't even have notes.
First note was nice to see. Always nice to see Ninja back. I was thinking whether this was going to be a Joey style match or a more high paced, quick Ninja Mack style match. I think this was more of a high spot, like with a lot of downtime. There was like one big move, a lot of downtime selling it, setting up for the next one, and then boom. I think it was just more of a big one, and it was different than I expected this match to be for Joey as well. And yeah, I thought it was good for what it needed to be. And Ninja's always, it seemed like every match now, well, not now, seemed like every match he always does is looking for the one that goes viral. And yeah, I think he found it there, backflipping into the dugout. That was a nice spot of the match as well.
Well, then I'll just ask the question and maybe start a conspiracy theory I shouldn't start, but has anyone ever seen Brett Lauderdale and Ninja Mack in the same place at the same time? Or is there a possibility that Brett Lauderdale could be Ninja Mack? I'm just saying. I've never seen him in the... It's possible. Look at him. It could be. It could very well... I'm telling you. I don't want to start it any further than that, but I thought it was funny. I had to mention it. Next, we had Nems, the Bing Bong guy, come out. I like to just call him the Bing Bong guy. I couldn't hear very well as there were minutes of echo. He lost the crowd in the beginning and sort of gained them back in the end. Matt Cardona came out. They went back and forth. Santana comes out, says he's the king of New York. He got a huge pop for that.
Basically, his promo was basically, it's like, hey, you're gonna come to New York and you're not gonna invite me. What are you talking about? Don't respect, don't disrespect the king of New York type stuff. Doing his TikTok shtick, and then Cardona came out and did it like, I'm the king of New York, blah blah blah, shitting on your requisite shitting on Long Island type stuff. And then Santana came out and they started his match. So.
All right, our next match is Cardona versus Mike Santana with Gorilla Nems.
3 minutes long.
I think Reed says, this crowd had no clue who Gorilla Nems is. This crowd was the family and the WWE crowd. This crowd was not the plugged-in internet types that know what GCW is.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying, it's a possibility.
Well, I know one of our friends, Mittens, he definitely brought in a lot of the Cyclones crowd because he's a season pass holder for the Cyclones. So he's at like every game. So he was my information connect about what to do and what not to do on the Coney Island Boardwalk, because he's there 3 times a week. So
my notes here are so short. I just put short match, 3 minutes. The highlights was Nems delivering a chair shot to Cardona. Yeah. Santana covered for 3. Our winner was Mike Santana. I wrote here that Nems warmed up the crowd. Matt pissed him off. Mike popped them. Nems and Mike closed out the match, beating the heel. Everyone's happy. Simple concept done in a short amount of time. Circling around, was this a short match or was it just efficient? I think it was efficient.
It was your textbook celebrity match. Your textbook celebrity cutting a promo match. That's exactly what you should be doing with everything like that. So.
Yeah, I was happy to see at least Mike Santana get the win in New York. I especially what happened, I think it was like the next night with him not getting the belt in New York. I thought that was crazy, but I was happy to see at least GCW give him the spotlight and give him a a good moment in his hometown, and this was exactly the match I wanted to see, and I was happy to see Mike get the hometown win. I want to see more of Mike Santana in GCW. Oh shit, I looked up. Next match is the 6-person tag team hardcore match, as it is the Cogar brothers versus the one called Manders, Tremont, and Priscilla Kelly. Oh, I wasn't the first one muted tonight.
Oh no!
No, you got muted before. No, you were muted before.
I stayed muted. I made sure I was off before I got on.
He's pulling some Dave LaGreca shit right there. He's like, but technically, no, I get you. Okay, I fucked up first. That's not bad though.
I'm reading the introduction notes from John. He jumped
there.
That's throwing all the blame on John here.
I have big shoulders. It's all good. Priscilla Kelly. Man, I'm never gonna get Priscilla Presley out of fucking redneck. Priscilla Kelly came out alone. Elena didn't make it. Just saying. Also, I want a Vandal jersey. The family-friendly crowd chanting "Fuck Ohio" was hilarious. I have a feeling that's where the GCW normies kind of took over the crowd.
Yeah.
We hear one called Manders music. He comes out to assist Priscilla. Napier then gets involved. He hits a Bronco Buster on Priscilla in the corner. I don't know if Napier named it something specific yet, but I'd like to see maybe if he does. There was a beautiful tope where he overshoots his targets a touch and he hits his face on the dirt a little bit. He was just riding adrenaline, and that was a big spot for him. Manders and Otis immediately checked on him. He was good. Carter goes for the skewers, and Matt Tremont got involved. He comes from the bullpen in a golf cart. I believe is implied from there that this was going to be a 3 versus 3 after Tremont evened the odds. Otis and Tremont face off. We have a rematch of their tournament finals. Priscilla then comes off the second rope with a dive. Our finish here, the doors come out. Atticus and Otis get cleared from the ring. Tremont puts Napier through a door, propped in the corner and covered for 3. Our winners here, Manders, Tremont, and Priscilla Kelly. What were your thoughts on this?
My only issue was that the 6-man, like the match expansion wasn't like officially announced. Like the finish was between the 2 people who were not implied to be in the match at the start were the people who finish it off. I mean, Christian Napier eating a pin. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. But like, there was not even like Emil just get on the mic for 5 seconds to say, this match is now a 6-person tag match, you know, blah, blah, blah versus blah, blah, blah. And if we heard that, all of my issues with this match would have gone away. But it just grew, and there was no, you know, official announcement of it. And the finish was between 2 people who weren't even advertised for the match in the first place.
Yeah. So. Interesting the way they wrote that one. I'll go with Eddie here. I'd like to see Atticus kick Effie's ass for the title. Can fans get behind this? Actually, there's a lot of fans behind that, especially Chuds. They want to see Atticus get the title. And I'm the same way, but I want to see it teased for a little while longer. I think Atticus is a story-driven type person. I want to see a couple months play out before we see that match. Another reason why I felt like the main event was going to be an easy Effie win, because we just didn't get that Charles Mason build. But we'll get into that later. Getting ahead on that one too. Reed says Atticus doesn't want it. I don't know. Professionally, it's a great bargaining tool.
Yeah, I think he's talking about the video that Atticus kind of posted.
Oh, there we go. My bad.
Let's pray to God that there is no Hammerstein next year. I
don't see it happening again. Yeah. It's not happening.
I like to have this match just kind of further the story. And I kind of just hope it leads to Otis and Tremont. This was kind of like a nice little tease to it too. I kind of hope Otis and Tremont kind of does happen sometime down the road. I think Vandal 48 needs something now. I think like you just debuted them as a strong faction, but they've taken L after L after L. And I talked about this last week. I kind of don't like that, the Bray Wyatt booking. So I'm kind of just hoping that maybe Otis is the one, not Atticus, that maybe brings home the first gold for Vandal 48. But overall, it was fun.
We'll see.
Yeah, the what's it called? Spot was fun. Tremont flying in on the bullpen cart was a fun spot as well.
Could we see the Cogar brothers maybe challenge the GCW tag team champs?
See, this is what I said. I said I would, but I wouldn't do the Atticus and Otis. I would do Otis and Christian. See, leave Atticus for the world title and have those two, them kind of all just holding all the titles in the world, all the titles in GCW. As you said, taking back GCW, starting with that, but then was Otis be the double champ, like taking back the Ultraviolent Championship too, like and tag. I don't know, like that's where I think that this could lead to. That's where I kind of say Otis being the one to kind of start that would be a fun little start of the story. Our next matchup was for the JCW World Championship, as it was Masha Slamovich versus Gringo Loco.
I loved Masha's slime green on black gear, my favorite color. There was fighting on the outside. Gringo caught her out of midair like she was nothing. In the first half of the match, Masha couldn't get any offensive momentum going whatsoever. She finally kicked into gear, I would say, in the last probably 3 minutes of this 11-minute match. Her finish here, Masha with a White Knight driver and a cover for 3, and still JCW World Champion Masha Slamovich. I put here that this would have been a great JCW spot to have a Foxcatcher video, especially on the big screen, and we would have also then had a Masha reaction, which would have all made sense.
Yeah, I thought this was a good match. I didn't really write notes on it because I'd seen this match just a couple months ago. Was that the Mall America? I think was the last time these two fought for the belt.
Might have been,
or Mall of whatever that was. Not America, but
American Dream Mall.
Yeah, I think that was the last time. Like that was just recently in the last few months, and I just feel like I want something new for JCW title. I'm not going to go into it again. That's it. I was a little disappointed. And John, that's a great call. I didn't even think about that. That could show that the Foxcatcher really has some money to be able to buy that billboard space and video space on the thing to put it up there. That would have furthered the story a lot more. And I'm just waiting for something to happen at this point with Masha and the JCW title.
That was JCW's chance.
Like honestly. we're gonna see it at high noon on Sunday, but like it's too little. Like if this is the angle that's been the through line for JCW as a Fed for what? Are we coming on like a couple months at this point now?
I wouldn't even put it in matches if you're not going to further the story. These matches are what we complain about when we know everybody's going to win. Like you're not going to build a story like this with these actual videos, and then you're going to put the JCW belt on a GCW show. And you're not gonna have the belt change hands when you have this whole other angle building up on these JCW Sunday afternoon shows. That's why I wouldn't even.
You're just not going to. So it's like you could write this entire match off just based off that. Like I've said it enough about how I hate like these. Like you already know they're not gonna. There are some matches that are championship matches that it's like okay, sure, yeah. You can have, champ versus local hero, and it's a good match. But a lot of these JCW matches have just been like, whatever.
I agree. That's why I like it. And like the first time I was excited, maybe Gringo is going to take the belt off.
I brought a friend with me to Coney Island, and he's loved the match, but I think he just loved the lucha rather than the actual matchup itself.
Right.
So
Gringo's offensive moveset.
Yeah,
just but yeah, I think this was JCW's chance to get into the GCW TV space just for a moment. The producer and me said, cut the fucking lights off in the entire baseball stadium, then go to red lights, and everybody's like, what the hell's going on? Then turn the screen on. Hi, it's Foxcatcher, Masha. I'll find you anywhere, even right here, and then after that little promo's done, turn the lights back on to white, like that didn't even happen. Like it was a fever dream that just went on for 15 seconds. And again, you could have recorded her facial reactions, and you could have used that video for the next 2 months. There's that would have been it. All they had to do was turn the lights and show a video, and people would have been like, wait a minute, what's this? Oh, this is JCW. This is yada yada. If you like this, then they have another company.
Blah, and we're at a point where you can't even play dumb. Like, oh, well, they don't know what JCW is. Like,
yeah.
If you're gonna put the championship belt on the fucking show, you have to take the 15 seconds to explain that this is our sister promotion and this is their championship belt. You can't just put the JCW belt on a GCW show and expect us to know what it is. And then like, so you can't play dumb and have it both ways. It's like either don't put the fucking belt on the show, or take the 15 seconds to explain that this is a sister promotion, that we're intertwined, blah blah blah, whatever you want to say. But you can't play dumb and then also use that as a MacGuffin for a match on a show.
Yep, I was about to say, why? Like, if you're not gonna make the importance of it, then why even put it on the show? Like, further the importance of putting it on. Like, explain why you're putting this belt on this show and why it is important.
Literally being a prop.
It's important.
They're, I mean, all wrestling belts are props, and at the end of it, but like, this is even being used as such even more of a throwaway prop, just to to have Masha's match have a little bit more importance, and then like. It doesn't need to at this point.
Yeah. I mean, unless there's another job coming along, Masha's got this for the long haul. So Stacy, I think you're going to be okay for a while. What it is we've seen it for so long. For us,
she's had it for coming up on 2 years now. So it's like, there's just no movement in the story.
Right. So that's, outside of that, Masha works her ass off, always defends, always does her thing. But I mean, if you're sitting in an airport, come up with a storyline, sell us on it, because otherwise, what's going on right now is we have seen the same flavor of vanilla in 100, 40, 50, 60 matches.
I'm going to check because I have cage match up and I'm going to see.
We're just saying we want there to be more of a chance to, I don't know. Maybe it's just new champ time. Maybe not. But the Foxcatcher Fetcher, that story gives us something, but it's just not a lot yet. I think the bounty's at 20 or 25.
530 days, 45 defenses.
Yeah, so year and a quarter, year and a half.
So it was February. It was Valentine's Day 2024.
Yeah. The JCW, yeah.
And it's purely storyline. It's just the length of the storyline and the fact that we really haven't had much. It's just been she's going to go out there. She's going to smash someone. She's going to go. She's going to go. And the thing is that in wrestling, I mean,
that only has so much legs.
Right. Especially a female, especially her size, I mean, like, you can't be bulletproof forever. 6 foot men, MMA guys coming over here and getting their dick dropped in the dirt. Like, come on. After a while, we need to do something else just for creativity purposes alone. Either there's not care for this belt or there's a ton of care for this belt when it's this length. And I know Masha's trying her ass off, but I'd just like.
I'm not blaming Masha. I'm blaming the writers on this one.
Well, hold on. This is independent wrestling. If she don't have a storyline, this partially is her fault. Why aren't you making yourself interesting? Why aren't you selling yourself? Why aren't you? You know what I mean?
They are, though, because if they're putting the time and effort to put the Foxcatcher bits together.
Correct. Yeah.
But the only place we see them is on the VODs of JCW shows. They're not put out as independent tweets.
And it's not all the shows either.
It's not all the shows. It's we're catching here and there glimpses of it. So I know that they think they care enough to actually write a storyline, on JCW for this, of all places, because we've had our tips about like how JCW always has this minor league stink on it, and this is that spotty care that makes that reinforces that thought.
No response. Not a peep. And again, all you had to do was stare at the screen and look concerned. We would have gotten exactly what we needed.
So it's like,
we're even a tease of music, like some sort of like false tease, like something to distract her, and then like you don't have to pay anybody to show up, but a quick distraction to make her.
I want to care about this angle. I want to care about this angle so much, but you're making it so fucking hard that I can't.
Same. I agree. All right. Our next matchup is Mance Warner versus Tommy Dreamer.
Warner was expected to win this by 83% of the fans. So they kind of knew it was going into this one. I don't think people saw Tommy Dreamer coming out of here with a win. Little kid flips off Mance. I'm happy to see good old Steph DeLander back.
I love seeing Mance hide behind the ref for a little kid. That's such a good. That's such a good bit. Like
the old man liked it too. He thought it was funny. The security guy.
oh yeah.
Yeah, he thought that shit was great. Tommy coming out to huge chance. The bell rings. Tommy blew powder into Mance's eyes. He threw a trash can at him, choked him with the fan barrier rope, walked him around in the crowd. He let kids chop Tommy. We had a broom, chairs, a door bridge, multiple SDL kisses for heat. Tommy has Mancer by the balls, literally. Tommy hits a bionic elbow into an ace crusher, which I thought was a killer combo. Our finish here, SDL pushed the door from the corner that Tommy propped up, and then Mance low blow and DDT for 3. Our winner here was Mance Warner. I wrote here that it was supposed to be a fun match, and it was.
It was just your standard brawl around the room. I mean, I don't know how far you can actually get a brawl around the room kind of match in New York, and I guess that's the limits of what they were trying to do. This.
Violence with a smile.
So,
I'll agree. Quick review too. Yeah, this match was exactly what it needed to be. But we just talked about SDL and like the breakup of Deathmatch Royalty last week, and where she we talked about it last week. We haven't seen her, and if she's going to come back, is she going to play a role here? Now that we see her back, do we think the story's going to play?
This was a TNA match. This was not a GCW match. This was a TNA match. This was TNA Tommy and TNA Mance. This was not Indies Mance.
But do you see SDL staying around and then them kind of?
I don't see an issue. Yeah, I don't see a problem with her. Just them being.
I hope.
Mance and Steph. I see it as Mance and Steph. I don't see it as Mance and Steph, part of Deathmatch Royalty.
But we haven't seen Steph in a minute, and she's been on Impact in a lot longer, like on more often than we've seen her in JC.
Well, yeah, but she's just acting as a manager on TNA though.
I mean, that's what she does in GCW.
Well, I mean, she did wrestle. Like she was more of a heater in GCW when Cardona brought her in.
So I think her neck injury is that.
I think that's
public,
what this
or am I wrong? I'm 100% wrong here. Maybe she had neck injury, and I think that's what's keeping her from going back to full time. So I think she's down to, manager, valet, heater type position. And I'm fine with that.
I have no issue with that.
I really do think there's a lot of ladies that could learn from what she does on the outside of the ring. And I think she has a lot to teach others. She does a damn good job at it too.
Let's see.
And it said she's good to go. So there we go.
Okay, cool.
Reed Harris says Steph's ready.
All right.
So I mean, I'm with B. I really hope we do see something, because there was going to be a run-in between her and Megan Bain before she had backed out. And I was hoping at one point we'd see a little thing between SDL and Allie, because we could have opposing factions right there. But yeah, I really thought between Effie and Mance, I thought that at that point we were going to have an SDL Allie kind of thing where, you're messing with my guy and you're messing with my guy. And yeah, but it just didn't happen that way. Good promo video leading up to the next match, though. It shows how Mathers looked and looks up to Amazing Red. I thought that was fantastic. There were also highlights of Amazing Red's career in there, and I think that was a nice catch-up for the fans who may not know exactly who he is and how important he is to independent wrestling today.
And our next match was Marcus Mathers versus Amazing Red.
67% of fans felt that Marcus Mathers was going to win this match. I think that's a gutsy position to take here, especially since it's Amazing freaking Red. I wrote here, first thing, go watch this quality match. I loved Marcus's gear, purple, blue, and pink. Amazing Red is out in a black jumpsuit with a huge Puerto Rican flag on the back. Looked pretty damn cool. The opening minutes were Spitfire chain wrestling. The next 2 minutes were both throwing each other around the outside of the ring. Once they got back in the ring, that's when Red allowed Marcus to give him shots to the face. Red slaps him back so hard you can actually see the sweat explode off of his face. That was another fun thing that we were seeing, is once the lights had turned on and the sun had went down, when we seen some of these people getting hit, if the light was right, you could just see sweat explode off of them. And it just made it look that much cooler. Marcus and Red are both wrestlers that I wish I would say some things. I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. I just wish I knew more of their moves. They were pulling off shit, and as a note taker, it was just too damn hard. they told a story basically from about minute 5 and onward. They ate up their time appropriately. Again, Marcus has really grown. To me now, he's moved into that bright spot on the card position that he was not. He was just a JCW guy to me a year and a half ago, and that's where he would be. And now he's up here, you know, rolling with Amazing Red for almost 18 minutes. It was just a solid level of wrestling, and the card needed it, on especially in the second half, and that's what they gave us here. And I won't get in, well, I will get into it, but man, I still want a GCW ROH storyline. I feel like that's such a ripe garden that needs to be picked through at some time.
I mean, it makes sense, obviously.
There's so many intertwined that they could like, I'm ROH, but nobody would know until like they fuck you over.
So many politics going on that, you know, it's kind of a subject these days. So
yeah, and especially with the smarts need something to chew on. This would be something for the smarts.
Yeah, I thought this was a good match. I think I want to see more. As you guys were, I forgot which one of you just said it. Like Marcus is maturing in the ring and showing like how his matches are even maturing and how they're playing out more TV ready. And I think Crow, you asked where does that leave Marcus? I think this leaves Marcus just at a spot right now where he could just have dream matches that he like with people he looked up to that have a name, and he could have TV style 15 to 20 minutes long kind of matches to showcase how TV ready he is and showcase how much he has grown while looking up to those wrestlers. I think that's a perfect spot for him right now, and I thought this was a perfect match to kind of showcase that.
Reed right here, he said, I was surprised Red wasn't willing to take the lot. You know, yeah, to a degree, you know, one's on the up and up. It's independent wrestling though. It's independent wrestling. Wins and losses don't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, if I want to peel back more and more of the wins and losses don't matter as long as they have a great match. We're just really looking for the, you know, the sporting portion of it. Where do we see Marcus at Homecoming? I want to see him as JCW champion, at least until he kicks off to WWE.
Yep.
I don't know. What do you guys think for JCW?
What do you mean for
champion? Who's your champion right now in JCW if you had a choice?
Holiday.
Oh, the one guy we're the roughest on is the one that I think is he's in a good spot here, Frankie.
I would say him or KJ.
KJ's
I think now KJ's like
if you want to
elevate, KJ may be bigger than
if you want to elevate that belt, if you want to elevate the JCW belt, Atticus.
But he would destroy it.
That would be a sell job for him. I mean, he'd have to really sell his ass off. Now that's another thing. What if there's one fucking
if there's one fucking person to do it, it's him.
It's gonna have to be someone extremely popular. That's why I think Frankie's right there. So here's an interesting thought, and it works more than we would think, but Christian could make it. Yes, happy birthday, Blake. We love you, man. We've seen a Blake run or two before, but he could reset the belt. I'm not saying that he's the one that needs.
We need someone who hasn't been to the world championship yet to have that belt. We need someone on the upswing who needs an IC title run to cement them in that upper echelon. Is someone
and has earned the respect of the fans already.
But not someone who's already been with the world title.
I think this is where Holiday is a good transitional champion. Like he still has a name value and he's still kind of storyline out of GCW, but you could insert him into a hot story into JCW being the Foxcatcher, being the title holder, and you could quickly heat up Marcus with Holiday being what was the famous name you gave him, John? Facemaker.
The Facemaker. Yeah, honestly, what you do is you put Holiday,
build up Marcus.
100% what B just said. Put him in a position of power, and then let him make your faces for the company.
But like he could be a good transitional. I wouldn't like Atticus would be good long term. Yeah. Want him treat the belt like exactly. That's what I was envisioning, or literally like setting it on fire with him.
I don't think this one's happening because he might have some charges, he might not. But Charlie Tiger is another one.
No comment.
No. I don't know any better. I know last time he was in trouble with the FBI or something.
I don't know anything about.
Oh, I don't know anything. I'm just telling you what I read. And
you never know how letters much you just said or anything.
No, me neither.
GCW.
Would Mason work?
I think
starting
he's
to get too big.
He's too big for it, because if he's going for if he's already talking about how he's going back to the world championship, I know he's never won the world championship, but if he's talking about how he's going back to it because he was technically in, wasn't he like he won it in like a scramble or a gauntlet or something, and someone else took it off of him or something like that, or was that what he was saying? Like he's already too. You're already
I think he was talking about the GCW.
1 year too late. For Mason, 1 year too late. A year ago, he would have carried that title for a couple months, pissed everybody off, done his job. But he's bigger than that now, and I think he's more effective.
But Atticus already had, like, he just came off of something saying that, like, he wanted a belt and something like that, and he was going after the JCW belt.
Yeah.
Or was I imagining that?
I was about to say, I thought he said he doesn't need a belt to solidify himself. He's looking for the actual power.
But he did have a good angle against the JCW belt for something or something. Like, I thought he was talking about it, or I'm just smoking crack. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. But I swear he was talking about the JCW belt. So, like, that makes sense for him at this point, because he hasn't been in the title scene to be a contender where he could be stalking the world championship for months and months and months yet.
And see, I still would build, like, it's all to how you envision this JCW to be built. You want it to be a GCW world title belt where all these matches could happen, or you think JCW is going to stick to more traditional stuff, kind of what Masha's been doing at the moment?
But they can't do both. Like if JCW wants to be the matinee show ahead of a GCW show, then make it that. Or you go the complete other direction and make it this, like, residency in actual New Jersey where it happens once a month somewhere in Asbury Park or up in Richfield Park.
Yeah, and you can't do both. But that's what I mean. Like, I would get it more traditional as as you said, the weekend ender or beginner, not as a weekly hold its own kind of promotion.
Like, even monthly, like JCW monthly in Asbury Park, that sounds delightful. As it's
fun too.
McCoy.
Actually a good idea.
That's not a bad idea either. I like those two.
Honestly, give it to Griff. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, but I see, that's why I would go Richard to, sorry, real fast. I would go Holiday to Mathers, and then now you build up Griffin at that meantime, and I'll build up Griffin to be a credible threat for Mathers and build around those two.
Yeah.
I think he does a good job, but will Griffin sell tickets as a champion? That's the thing. So there's going to be like a JCW level that they're going to have to play within for a while. And then eventually one or two people are going to rise up, and that's going to make their importance level look more. This is a building game.
All right. Well, Frank, as a fan that goes to those shows, it doesn't matter who your champion would be.
That's the garage beer talking, B.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
Not really.
That's why I'm saying, like, I don't think it matters if Griffin McCoy is the champion or not. Like, if it's Masha or even some other name.
That's because JCW is a Fed that it's the Fed. It's not you're going after John Cena. You're going after the company. Like, remember how WWE had that big dust up a couple years ago? How nobody's going to be bigger than the Fed ever again.
Yeah.
I think the JCW is in that same boat for a different reason, because it is so local. You're just going after the logo. You're not going after who's on the card.
Yeah, so that's why I don't mind even if it is someone like Griffin.
But like, as someone who's there every show, like, I just want movement. I just want movement in the storyline.
Yep.
And that's why I'm getting so fed up with Masha just keeping the belt for 2 years, because it's like it hasn't done anything. It's just been Masha versus local hero, and we've complained enough about champion versus local hero matches for God knows how long on this show.
Yes.
True. Well, we went ahead, and after that, again, same thing. We had a little promo video between Effie and Mason. Like I said, I didn't think this was going to be a Charles Mason win, because Charles is big on pomp, and he likes to have a lot of videos and things leading up to it. And just like Atticus, any win that I want out of Charles Mason are going to be long-term. I want to be taken along on a ride. Yeah. I don't want to surprise Atticus. I actually want 2 months of videos leading up to the match. And then, what you think could be?
I was going to say the exact same thing. I think that's what kind of gave it away to me leading into this matchup, was Mason wasn't putting out like a big video of the explanation of what he wants to do as the champion. It was just like silence on his end. And that's where I was like, okay, yeah, that's not going to happen tonight, unfortunately.
Before I forget, I didn't mention it at the time, and I don't know if I can, but I had mentioned that I wish one of the wrestlers would have dressed up like the Warriors from the 70s movie. Like there actually was, and the outfit just did not come together. And there was even going to be a video, and the video didn't come together in time. So maybe at the next baseball game that will come to fruition, but there was someone coming out in full gear with a video and face paint. It just didn't come together in time. So I'll tell you guys later who it was.
All right. Our main event was for the GCW World Championship as Effie defends against Charles Mason.
The fans said here during the poll that there was an 82% chance that Effie was going to win this one. So Effie had an army behind him from day one there. Both had decent hype running into this match. I know Mason would want more time to develop some form of series of videos before this big of a match. Just mentioning, not a fan of standing and slapping each other. That's kind of old school thinking though. Effie had Mason tied up in the ropes with Daddy Longlegs. Mason turned it around with a spit spot. Mason chops Effie and the sweat flies off of him. The suplex on the field must have hurt a little. Good job by Mason for not wiping out the front and the second rows. At one point, Effie tried to slingshot Mason into the fans. I like Mason using one of the bats he came out with as a weapon. Mason built a door bridge on the field outside the ring. Both are standing on the ring side. Mason puts Effie up on his shoulders and in one fall swoop, Death Valley driver right onto that door bridge. It was fantastic to see in replay form. Followed up with a Mason picture perfect elbow drop a la Macho Man Randy Savage, then double foot stomps through a chair. 12 minutes in, Effie's got his momentum back. Effie puts Mason through a door. Minute 15, Vandal 48 starts beating on Effie mercilessly. Mason is unsure if he's going to get beat on also, but instead they leave the ring, and that's when Mason makes the cover. Effie kicks out at 2. Our finish here, Effie slaps in a chokehold. Vandal 48 is looking on from outside the ring. They were expecting a new champion.
You missed the taser spot too.
Oh yeah, I didn't do the taser spot. Someone got hit with a taser. I don't have it where it was in the notes, but
it was right. It was right after that kick, right after that Mason kick out. Atticus was just hanging over the rope with the taser on. Then Effie like a takeover or something and threw Mason into the taser. And then that's when Effie put the Dragon Sleeper on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and then Dragon Sleep out like a light. Adam Galt calls the match, our winner, and still GCW World Champion Effie. Let's hear it, guys.
I loved it. I know it wasn't the finish I wanted, but I think the finish is going to lead to maybe something I would get to that I've been wanting to see, and that is Atticus and Mason. Yeah, this is what I was saying earlier about Atticus's facial reactions when he came out to help Mason and walked away. Like him and Vandal 48 walked away thinking their job was done and Mason had it done, and Effie kicked out. The way they all just stopped when Atticus stopped, and the way Atticus just slowly turned around and like, what the fuck, Mason, you can't finish it. And even when he tased Mason, it was just kind of like, hey, that's what you get. Like he didn't seem to be too upset that he got Mason. It was just like, we tried to help you and now like you failed with our help, and he just tased him. So I think the facial reactions could lead to maybe something with Atticus and Mason rather sooner than later, what I was hoping for. But I think the ending was perfectly beautiful with Mason pulling out the piano wire, which we haven't seen in a long time. I popped at seeing that at the ballpark. I really popped seeing that. And then how he didn't tap out and was smiling as he got choked out by Effie was a beautiful ending, and I liked it. I think it did tease a little bit more than what I was expecting, and I'm still wondering what's next for Effie. Yeah, exactly. Who's next for Effie? What's next for Effie? That's still up in the air, but I was excited and happy with how that kind of played out and how they got to the ending.
All right. Final thoughts on this show? All right. Then.
No, I'm sorry. It was a fun show in an interesting location. It was just like I said, for me, I kind of gassed myself out before the end of the show, and I think I would have to be more careful about going out to Coney again if I went again for the next time they came through.
Yeah.
So
Keep your resources nice and
exactly.
tight. Yeah. Smart. All right. Well, then I'll just run down a summary here real quick on the storyline progressions and the weekend highlights. Enjoying almost every Juggalo Championship wrestler was one of my highlights. The Nick Nemeth Vandal 48 storyline I'm looking forward to. The Young Dumb and Price Funstruction face-off was fantastic. Tremont winning the title with the help of Lauderdale, the referee. GCW's first show at a baseball game. I felt like that was a hit. I feel like any public venue show is a great way to make new fans, and it also makes GCW look bigger. And I also see a lot of GCW branding at shows, but I rarely see any Triller branding. I'm hoping that most new fans know where to find us. The Mathers and Red match shining. And then lastly, Effie retaining his championship despite overwhelming odds. I felt like that was really the storylines worth talking about this weekend. Anything else about this weekend before we close it out here?
No, like we just, we have all this talk about like, who's next in line for Effie, and I guess it kind of makes me think about how many people have outstanding Money in the Banks style cash-ins.
I think you get one when you walk in the back door.
I know Megan. I know Megan has one. I know Cole's had one in his back pocket. I know he's on injury, so I mean that's not a big deal right now. Like that's not in play at the moment. But how many of these outstanding cash-in opportunities are we going to have that are just going to be sitting out there, just doing nothing? Yeah, Megan has the.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say Megan has the Rumble win.
Yeah,
Cole has the brass ring from God knows how long ago.
Or you could just be a local wrestler from Alabama and you'll get the main event.
Yeah.
Either or.
It's just very, it's just so disorganized. And
Adam Priest is not a local, man.
This is the kind of thing where I think the storyline's going to go somewhere in the direction of Effie gets shut out and he doesn't have a match at Homecoming, blah, blah, blah. And Allie comes in and says, I'll be your Huckleberry, and beats him for the belt.
All right, real
I'm
fast.
Not against it.
Yeah, I don't mind it either. But real fast, how many shows between now and Homecoming? I'm trying to let me look it up too. Well, while you guys are looking it up, I will go into this because here's what I would do. I would have KJ after that big win against Stackhouse. Have Effie defended against KJ. Obviously, Stackhouse comes out, interferes, costs KJ the belt. Now Effie's kind of looking like, oh, what's next? And then
all right.
That's why you have the next competitor coming.
I got it right here. And I'm gonna be picky about this because I think I can be a little bit picky about this. So these are all the shows between now and Homecoming. We have 3 nights in Tokyo. We have we have the ID showcase as part of SummerSlam. I'm not gonna count that. I'm gonna count the Friday primetime slot, hit them up. I'm gonna count that. So that's 4 GCW shows. I'm not gonna count Bloodsport.
Nope.
I'm not gonna count Emo Fight. That's a gimmick show. I'm not going to count that
fair.
Isn't
it like a midnight show too? So midnight shows are always non-storyline.
It's a party show after SummerSlam because people are going to get out of SummerSlam, drive 20 minutes to this other show at midnight. I'm not counting it. That's a party after party show. High Noon, that's a JCW show, doesn't count. 2-Day War, that's a crossover show.
Those don't count.
Those don't count.
Well, maybe if there's a storyline there, but I haven't seen a Homecoming.
I'll give the 2-Day War half a point each. So we'll call that one full show. Okay?
Yeah.
So we'll call that one full show with an asterisk on it. And then after the week after 2-Day War, so we have Sunday at Gathering of the Juggalos directly into Homecoming. 4 shows.
Yeah.
Who are we gonna build up in 4 to 5 shows worth of content?
So KJ, if you throw right now, Effie doesn't have anything for that hit 'em up show, August 1st. He doesn't have anyone title defender. So I mean, if you want to go KJ there, that's where you can kind of have to throw KJ in that match, and maybe that leads to a question mark, and maybe someone gets teased to who Effie defends to at Homecoming because you don't have anything. Takeda in Japan, I think, is who he's got in Japan defending against one night. I think it was Takeda. If I'm not,
I think there's going to be more movement on the UV belt in the time being. I think it's either going to be I think Tremont's either going to lose the UV belt in Japan, and then we're going to win it back at Atlantic City, or it's just going to straight up lose it at Homecoming. I don't see any other way to book the UV belt like that. I think that's how the heavyweight belt is going to go as well.
So a couple shows ago, I asked you who you think or the main event for Homecoming should be Effie versus Ali. How would you get there between now and then? Right now,
literally you book it as I slipped through Effie slipped through the cracks and doesn't have a match at Homecoming. Blah blah blah. He does some sort of promo stating as much in what would be considered the match 6 or the match 7 slot at Homecoming, and out comes Ali. That's literally how I would book that.
So are you telling me that open challenge?
Literally, no, not even an open challenge. Literally, just a musing openly to the crowd, because you can't hold me to good story. You can't hold me to good booking when we've had some of this booking recently. You can't hold me to make sense with my booking with some of the booking we've had.
See, I would really, if to get to Ali, I would do the KJ match and then set that up somehow, some way. Effie's think he's done it, and now you announce that after Homecoming if he survives Japan.
4 shows is hard to book anything half the time. I would have brought her out a couple of shows ago just to walk along with Effie to the ring, have her feel good the whole time.
She was tabling at Coney.
She's been tabling for 3 months backstage at GCW. It's time to come out and do something.
But I think
she was walking around in April at Las Vegas.
Yeah,
so she could walk with Effie to the ring and just stand there and smile and help him out. And then, maybe a match or two beforehand,
but I think
she screws him over.
The fact that she hasn't been within the barricade on a show is part of the reason why I think she is going to be the opponent at Homecoming.
Surprise one. So that's what I mean. I don't know if you build up to it or do a surprise.
Not putting her face on TV is incredible to begin with because she's popular. Why aren't they taking advantage of that?
But I think that's why my thinking has been leading towards she's going to be a surprise entrant, because people who were in Coney says she can walk around, she looks like she's good, blah blah blah, and she says she doesn't know when she's coming back. I think she's ready to come back, and they're holding her for Homecoming.
Same.
And see, I would even if it's like Ishmael saying, do KJ versus Effie at Homecoming, book that, and then right before the match starts, you see KJ just getting thrown through the thing.
They've hand waved away the fact that the brass ring has no expiration date, and Cole's been on injury, so we're not gonna be picky about that. I'm gonna be picky about Megan's do or die, that they haven't done anything with
that. Independent booking is so weird and it's so elastic that you have to just throw shit up in the air all the time and just go, well, there was an opportunity that just didn't happen. And sometimes there's a reason, why Megan isn't the champion and Masha's still 400, 500 days in is beyond me, but maybe there's a good reason for it. I don't know. But when I look at both of them, I see a champion in Megan Jane, and we just don't see where, okay, somebody's been saying Microman all night. I've said it before. If this was a family friendly show or something for fun, Microman would be in my main event. He's a star. Kids love him. Hey, laugh all you want to, though. I
get it. It's just, it just makes me laugh. That's all.
It's fun, but feel good and totally unexpected. And yeah, I don't know. I see it. I don't know. I think he's something special. And if you want a champion to give you unique matches and something you've never seen before, that's him. And not only that, but the secret is that the quality of that match will actually lie in his opponent, not in him. Because the opponent's the one taking all the rolls and bumps. That makes for a very interesting world champion dynamic.
And then you just do a WLC match with them and it's fine.
WLC! I love WLC. You got to go over the bottom rope. I love it. That's what I want.
It's just tables, ladders, and chairs, but it's step stools.
Oh, yeah. We're going to totally get canceled for this, but I love it.
Hornswoggle already did on TV years ago.
Okay, then. Yeah, plus canceling doesn't really exist as much anymore. So I think we're okay for this month. See what happens next month. You
do tables, ladders, and chairs, but you do step stools and little types tables.
Bro, I want to see someone get run over with Microman's bubble lawnmower that he brought out in April. I think they need to bring that to the ring. If you can have a weed whacker, then damn it, you can have a lawnmower. I'm just saying it's possible. Okay, so unless there's anything else to say, I'll go through our upcoming shows and we'll close this bad boy out. Not bad for a 2-hour show, right, guys?
Right? Only just under 3.
Yeah, well, I was aiming for 2. That shit didn't happen. We're all talkative. All right, here. So our upcoming shows. July 28th, 29th, and 30th. GCW has 3 shows in Japan. All 3 shows will be live. Not live, I'm so sorry. Will be recorded on Triller TV Plus. The first 2 shows will be at 4 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, except for that third show. That will be at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.
And Ash confirmed before that Corkin will be live.
Oh, that's right. My bad. Some matches listed. Night 1, Super Crazy versus Matt Tremont, Kikutaro versus Microman, Drew Parker versus Shotzi Blackheart, and Mal versus Atticus Cogar. Oh my. All right. On to night 2. Hideyoshi Kamitani versus Manders. I wasn't ready for that one. GCW World Champion Effie versus Abdullah Kobayashi. Drew Parker versus Atticus Cogar. Wow. And Masashi Takeda versus Matt Tremont. Whoever booked that, nice job. Night 3, Shotzi versus Maki Ito. Jun Akiyama versus Manders. Chris Brooks versus Drew Parker's a fucking banger waiting to happen. GCW Tag Team Champions Young, Dumb, and Price versus Masha Slamovich and Rina Yamashita. What would happen if they take the titles off? And then lastly, GCW World Champion Effie versus Matt Tremont in the main event there. What in the fuck is going on in Japan, guys? Holy mackerel. It's like storylines don't exist there.
Drew Parker is hitting all my check marks on this trip. Chris Brooks, Atticus, this is oh my God. I'm going to talk so much Drew Parker when we review this show. I'm giving everyone a heads up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, time flies, guys. All right, here. That's everything I have to say on the upcoming shows. It's very straightforward. Again, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell if you want notified when we go live next time. Please leave a comment. It's free and helps our algorithm. Super chats are available if you want to donate. You can find B on Twitter at B_GC World. Frankie on Twitter at Frankie_GC World. You can find me on Twitter at GC World Podcast. Go to GCWmerch.com if you want new shirts, hats, hoodies, pins, stickers, and more. And let's send them out, guys. Live.
GCW eventually.
And
good night, everybody.
Night.